Hi and welcome to another episode, our 13th episode in total of the Blades of Waterdeep campaign, a D&D based live role-playing game based off the 5th edition Dragon Heist or Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign set, or mini campaign set I should. Today we've got all of our cast members here today, and we're going to see if we can find out who is behind the whole dastardly things going on around them. Who's the main protagonist trying to get their hands on the Stone of Galore and trying to get their hands on the Horde of the Dragons. And I do say Horde of the Dragons, not Horde of the Dragon, because dragons is the coins of the actual city. So a dragon is a gold coin and the Horde is dragon, is many dragons. That is the correction. Yes, you're going to put your hand up.
Protagonist? Does that mean make us the main antagonists?
I don't know which one's which. You are kind of bad guys, but there's other bad guys around. There's lots of bad guys around. Some things you're doing good.
Bad?
I mean, we did come with that conspiracy that Lucky was the villain the whole time, and we're just his minions.
Oh yeah. A plus castle.
Surprise!
He's in a barrel.
That would be a great twist.
So the barrel's to hide the dead bodies, is it? That makes sense.
Yeah. The barrel
Castle
is
and Lucky
where
were in it together the entire time.
we create our minions.
And
Secretly
undead words that
necromancers.
pop up out of the docks.
You're necromancers, but you specialise in fish.
Yes, absolutely.
Undead fish.
Undead fish.
I mean, I'd be pretty nervous if I saw a bunch of undead fish walking around.
We're going to do a naval blockade with zombie fish.
I'd be nervous having fish walk around, but swimming around, yes. Undead fish, maybe. So
They're just walking on top of the water.
yeah. Oh, that's even worse. They're godfish. Oh, they're walking on the water. No. Okay. So let's get into it. We'll do our normal shout-outs and who we are and who we're playing. So we'll start with Boso. Who are you? What are you playing? And just whatever you want to say.
Sure. I'm Bozo, and I'm playing Castle, the human warlock.
Okay. And Nick.
I am Nick. I play human druid dandelion. Pronouns they, them.
And our halflings, we have Trent Monk down the bottom.
Yep, I'm Chris, and I'm playing Lucky, who was not very lucky at the end of last session.
Not very lucky indeed.
Though lucky on the saving throw.
Very
Lucky
lucky in the
enough.
saving throw.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what happened last episode, check it out on YouTube for Goblin Cave RPG. It is the 12th episode, and this is just a hint of what happened in the last episode. There we go. I just also turned up the volume of 3 strings.
I don't remember the music playing.
No. Let's try that again. There we go. So there's a little bit of an issue with a fireball. But it's certainly worth a watch. Last... Resume.
Hi, I'm Ursa May, and I'm playing Belladoc Buttless, the halfling rogue.
Yep. So where we ended last week is in a few different places, and we are going to go back a little bit to to play out a scene, which wasn't played out because I thought I needed to calm things down after some scary. So we'll need to go backtrack a little bit for that. So we left with Dandelion as a flea with a movement speed of I think 3 feet, which I'm going to move to 5 feet to put into the rules a bit easier. On the back of the villain who just fireballed Lucky. Lucky was at the back gate, or the back loading dock essentially, of the courthouse, pleading and whining over Bella being locked away, trying to get in and constantly being pushed back by the guards. And they were getting fairly sick of you, but they were just accepting of your grief and your loss. And suddenly a protagonist who had been given a necklace of fireballs, who was actually trying to just get the stone, knowing that one of you had it, and you were told he went through each one of you to ask if you had it, but to kind of coerce it out of you. And he was given a description of Lucky, and then a better description of Lucky, and then given a necklace of fireballs. And when none of you actually gave him the stone to pass on for safekeeping, he kind of assumed 2 + 6 = 1 and walked out the back dock and blew up Lucky with the necklace's fireballs. Meanwhile, Dandelion was sitting on his back as a flea. Lucky did survive, barely. I think the roll was passed by 1.
Medic.
Pass is a pass.
Pass is a pass, and we used up pretty much all. I think we used up every single one of inspirations for the entire party last session. Not usually for their own people, for their own inspiration, but giving them to each other because there was a lot of critical roles or vital roles that people needed to pass. It was a really intense session. So the main villain, the villain in this circumstance, blew up Lucky, blew up the guards, and several people on the street in the fireball, walked over to Lucky's body, picked up the stone, and then walked off into the crowd, fleeing in terror like everybody else. But this time, as he fled in terror, he didn't look like a guard, he just looked like a normal civilian. Only a few blocks away, after the fleeing in terror, he hops calmly into a coach, a nice well-appointed coach, and drives off into the city. In this time, Nick notices that he didn't use any casting of magic in that transformation of himself. He didn't cast a spell to transform himself. There's no arcane, there's no priestly magic. He just seemed to transform, much like Dandelion transforms.
Clothes? Yeah, does his clothes transform with him? Does he just
clothes transformed with
entirely
him?
New outfit?
Yes.
Oh.
In part, yes. And so he got into a nicely rich appointed coach. One thing that didn't transform though is the fact that he's got acid burns on just behind his arms and his wrists. That's one thing that didn't transform. That is quite clear that he's been recently in contact with acid in that area, much like Dandelion's acid claws, which was attacked a person recently. The plot thickens. As the villain drives off into the coach, he drives north into the city, and we'll load up the city map for you, just so you can have an idea of where you are. So we'll load up the city map, and we'll move across for you, everybody. There we go. I know this is not the way we need to be. We're going to scroll down. There we go. So we're going to start essentially at Castle Waterdeep, because it's the easiest place to put the courthouse. So Castle Waterdeep is where we're going to start. So has everyone got the map loaded? Okay. So at the main intersection of Waterdeep Way, the coach actually turns to the left. Now, fleas don't have a great navigation, so I'm not going to give you exact measurements and exact roads, but you're going to have main roads. At a tower, the coach turns to the right. Are you following? So, do you want to ping the map where you think things are?
I think these little things. I think that's a tower.
Okay, that seems to be a tower. Yes. The passage the coach continues north, and there's a large intersection. Yet the coach continues to seem to go north, and then it takes the main road going north, and continues going north, and at some point it turns to the east and takes only maybe 2 blocks to the east before it comes across a large villa with a 3-story villa with a large white, or 3-story villa which is painted white. It dominates the corner intersection, and there's a large white wall that surrounds. You can see that there is lots of trees and greenery on the inside behind the walls. And you also note, can I get a spot, please? Or a perception check, please, to note something else of importance. Okay, you notice on the corner, as well as this large manor is on the corner, not too far from the front door, actually, is a guard post bell. These are essentially to notify the local guard if there is an incident in the area. Then you run towards the bell and you ring the bell to notify the guard to come to that area. So, from your history of the guard, that you know that the place is probably a bit more secure than most places, because at least you have that alert. The gentleman, now actually dressed as a gentleman, or less as a gentleman, but quite high class at least, steps out of the carriage in front of this large manor house. He goes to the front door, which has 2 guards, and the guards seem to have an emblem of a swan with a Y behind it. That's the heraldry that they bear on their uniforms. Inside, there's a small little path. As he also walks out, you notice that the carriage continue on to what looks to be a coach house just further at the corner of the property. The person walks out and into the residence, past the 2 guards at the front of the gate. Into the property, there's a short little entrance hall, and inside the entrance hall you see that there's silver goblets lining just above head height, lining the wall along this small entrance hall, and each of these silver goblets has a golden sun on the side of the silver goblets. They're more chalices than goblets, really, but there's maybe 20 on each side lining this short hallway. And you enter another, as you go through this small hallway, at the end of it, there's a large open space, another room, which is an open space with several doors that lead off it. Quite a number of doors, actually, that lead off it. And a large staircase that goes up to another level. Instead of going up in the staircase, he nods to the 2 guards inside, in this large room, and he turns to the right, and knocks diligently at a door. You hear, after a small amount of time, "Please enter," and he opens the door. Inside, you see a large, well-furnished office area. Immediately inside the door is a large piece of suit of armor standing just inside the door on the corner of the room. It looks like it's made of bronze, and it looks like it's It looks like it's not really a functional piece of armor, but very ornate, and worth quite a bit of money, and has a lot of value to it, a lot of ornamental value to it. A gentleman on the other side of the desk stands up. Also, doesn't stand up. He looks quite regal, with long black hair. He looks like he's in one of the lords or ladies of the house. The desk itself is, again, quite ornate, and the person who you are on says, "My lord, we have the item. We have the stone. I think we won't have any issues with those lowlifes again. They won't be meddling again with our plans." And he hands over the Stone of Galore to the person, and then leaves the room. Are you staying on the
No,
person?
I'll bounce off of him and hide into the carpet if they have carpet, whoever's on the floor, and just like peek up. Tiny little flea hidden in the carpet.
Yep. Okay. So, as a flea in the carpet. So, actually, we'll change the volume, We'll get some mood music in here, I think. There we go. Sometimes it's waltzing, sometimes it's very dark, but well, could have been the waltz, could have been the dark. Dun, dun, dun. So what? How long are you waiting? You know you're pretty much at that 2-hour mark as well.
I basically wanted to hide into the carpet and like try to inch my way towards the desk to see if I can get any sort of identification, because he just called him my lord. So I'm going to try to see if I can find a name. Like
Okay.
in documents or paper.
Okay, so we will try to get... There we go. I've got to go to a map and make sure I'm in the right name and make sure I'm in the right location for that. That's the one I need. Just to give more details of the... So I knew the entrance hall, I knew where he would go to. Okay, so... there looks like more details on the room itself. There's the bronze suit of armor, complete with the gauntlets, helm, everything, and even a great sword that stands there next to the armor. I forgot that. Sorry. There are tall stacks of ledgers and tomes on the desk, and the desk itself is solid mahogany. The gentleman inspects the stone with a sly grin that's almost malicious in nature. Behind him is again that silver chalice with the golden flame around it in the corner, and there's another banner with that same goose with the Y behind it. He inspects this item with this glee, and you see him trying to. He immediately starts connecting to it and starts essentially attuning himself to this item. How long are you going to wait?
I was going. If I'm on the desk, I'm gonna. Does he have any papers? Or
There are books and there are things on the desks.
I'm not strong enough to lift a book.
No, you're not strong enough to lift the book. The books looks like tomes of legal papers and financial ledgers. Seems to be the predominant thing along the desk. You do get a name though. One of the more prominent names that keeps on coming up, which you could assume is the people here, because it's either to such and such, is Casalanta. And that's the main name that comes up. Casalanta. But he attunes to this item over time. And it does take time. It takes a short rest, so 1 hour. So are you going to do anything else in 1 hour?
I just want to get a name and then try to find my way out, either through a window or just hop onto whatever pet animal they have, or another person or a servant.
Okay, he's not disturbed in that hour. I'm going to copy and paste your... I'm going to copy and paste and put you onto the map. I know everyone else is going to be a dark map for a little bit. I'm sorry. That's just going to be how it is. Whoa, that's going to be a big token. Let's move that token down a little bit. This is going to be a big, weird
Super
map.
tiny.
Yeah, it's one of those maps where the scale is different. To front. No, I don't want to front. I want to right layer. There we go. And so we're going to move into the token, to the layer of this map. There we go. So I also... Are you loading up?
I'm on the map, but I can't see anything.
Okay, that's right. Because your base token doesn't have vision.
I am blind.
Oh no, it should be there.
No, yeah, I can see now.
You can see now? Cool.
Yes.
So I'll put you here. This is the guards at the front. You walk through the front door. And into a large open area with stairs going up. And into that room. And that's where you went to.
Okay.
And he's not disturbed in that time period, in that hour.
Okay, so there are no windows in this room.
There are no windows in the room.
And I will scuttle underneath the space that people have under doors, so it's not dragging across their wooden floor.
Yep.
I assume he has wooden floor, unless it's made of marble or gold.
No,
I don't know.
you can go underneath the door. That is no problem. You're out in the main... Looks like a main area where there are 2 guards pacing and walking.
Do any of them seem like they're going to walk outside of the door where I came in?
No, they do not.
All right.
And each of them have that same goose or duck with the Y behind it as part of their heraldry.
Okay. And I'll just scooch underneath the other door.
So the one you came in on?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Then you've got the hallway, which is lined with the, at least up top around head high, maybe a little bit higher, the goblets.
Okay. And there are 2 other doors in here.
Yes, there is. There's a door to here and a door to there.
I just need 2 minutes here, Karsh.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, I'll just peek under the first one, and then I'll just head towards the door that I left in.
Okay.
If I can get out of it. Get out from it. Because I don't see any windows.
Yep. So you peek under the first door, and I'm just going to open this up so I know where I am. 13. Okay. That's wrong. 3. Why would it be 13? Of course it's going to be 3. So this seems to be a private library. Quite a large and spacious private library. The scent of old parchment hangs thick on the wall. The walls are lined with tall shelves with colourful leather-bound books. Each bookshelf is outfitted with a ladder, a ladder on rolling track that will enable people to reach the highest books. And also in this room, and 2 children One child is dressed. So I'll read the rest, but then I'll describe the children. The shelves in the entire south wall hold not books, but 80 wide-necked glass bottles filled with swirling mist, sealed with corks. Hanging on the north wall, between the bookshelves, is a 7-foot-tall portrait of the Lord and Lady, with 2 infant children standing beside a teenage son. The 2 children in the room are the 2 children in the portrait, the younger children at least. One is dressed in a crudely made dragon outfit. The girl is dressed as a knight, and they're chasing each other around the room.
No windows in this room.
There are no windows in the room. It is all of the walls are filled with bookshelves, essentially, and of course the painting to the north.
Alright. Then I'll go back under the door.
There is
check
another
the
door
second
to
one.
here, and another door
Oh,
to
okay, I
here.
didn't see it.
It's hard to see
I'll
sometimes.
go back where I came from.
Yep, to the entrance hall.
And then I'll just check this last door, see if there are any windows in this room.
Yep. Okay. So this seems to be a mud room. There is a guard stationed just on the other side. Yes.
Your audio is
Your audio.
funky.
Okay, just give me a moment. I will just refresh that. I'll be right back. Oh, audio-wise, I'll be right back. There we go. Is it better? Yeah. Thank you for the heads up. It doesn't take much to refresh. I just had to do it. So inside this seems to be a mud room. There's a clear on the other side of the door to the back of the room is a clear path that looks like it's got the most mud. It looks like it would be going to a garden. There's a guard sitting on a stool just beside that door and looking to the inside door which you just crawled under.
Okay. And then I'll just go out from where I came and leave through the door that I first entered.
Yep. So you leave through the front door, past the 2 guards standing duty outside the door, and I'm assuming you're going to jump onto a passerby and just get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
When I get away from the compound enough, like maybe an alley, I want to turn back into a person so that I can find street signs to figure out where I am. Because I think I got lost after the tower and it just kind of went north and there was some sort of right. It was like, okay, I know where I am.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll mark it on your big map for you. Actually, can you do a survival check?
Okay.
It's mainly just for the tracking. Yep, that's no problem. The fact that it was so ostentatious, it's a 3-story white building, white walls. It's easy to re-find and figure out where you are. You're in C Ward, and I'm going to mark it on your map where I can find it because I've zoomed in too much, of course. And there we go. So that's the corner itself. The entire corner is the villa.
We're still on the other one.
Oh, that's right. Ah, of course. That's me being me. There we go.
Okay.
So the entire corner is the villa, with the main building and a couple of outbuildings.
Well,
And as-
we are really close to them. Troll Skull Alley.
Yes, you are.
It's just down the street.
You're actually across the city. So you're across the city, Trollskull Alley and Castle and this new villa. So very, very, very close. And so we'll go back to the courthouse. because that's where pretty much everybody else is either sitting or lying down, conscious or unconscious, either way. So, as I said, we'll backtrack a little bit of last episode because I did say you're free and whatnot, but we'll play out that scene because I think it's an important scene to play out because a court scene is kind of a big thing. Now, it's about an hour or two after the blast, or thereabouts. You're both Cassell and Belladot Buckless are brought in front of the magistrate. You were brought into a courtroom, and actually I'll just move that, and I'll put you actually in the court itself. Because, hey, why not? We've got a courthouse. Let's use it. Gotta move people where you need to be. Just go right off me. Always in the wrong spots. There you go. And let's move you so you can see where you're going to be. And, okay, I'll put you in there too, Lucky, so you can see. And Dandelion so you can see. So not everyone's got a black map. There we go. Yeah. So can you see everything? Everything good? And there we go. So you're brought up from the prison below, or from the cells below, with a very strong guard, because there's a very strong presence of guard now in the courthouse, and you were brought in. There's a guard. Oh, actually, there should be another guard right next to you. There you go. And you're brought in to a small dock. There are 3 levels of benches behind you. There is an empty bench in front, and there's no one on the bench. One of the guards, what you believe to be the clerk of the courthouse, announces, "All rise for the entrance of the magistrate." Now, do you stand or do you still sit?
Oh, I stand up. No question.
Yeah, stand up.
I just want to check these things. So he knocks 3 times on the door, and so a magistrate walks out and sits behind his desk silently and looks over papers in front of him. The clerk again announces, "You may all be seated for Magister Ambrose Zestro, presiding over this case." And you see that the magistrate is a middle-aged half-elf, in his robes, in his wig, all in his finery, and he looks concerned when he's looking over the papers. Quite concerned. The clerk then announces once more, "Mr. Cassius Tullius of Trollskull Manor and Miss Belladoc Buckless of Trollskull Manor are hereby charged with brandishing weapons without due cause, Article 2 of the Legal Code, using magic to influence a person or persons without consent, Article 4 of the Code Legal, disturbing the peace, Article 4 of the Code Legal, assaulting the citizenry, Article 4 of the Code Legal, and attempted burglary, Article 4 of the Code Legal." How does the defendant's plea?
Castle.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Castle.
The half elf looks up, then looks back down, and then he starts talking. He has a booming voice for a half elf, quite surprising, and not a common trait of half elves. Now it appears that we have somewhat of an issue with this case. These charges are many, and the crimes they are crimes. They are minor crimes, but combined they result in a serious issue for the city. To make matters worse, your third companion has escaped the custody of this court after an explosion in the docks, in the dock gate that killed 2 guards and several citizens. In their escape, they've appeared to have taken or destroyed all evidence and witness reports labelled against you. While this is a court of strict laws, and he looks to the wall where there are the banners of the city, the banners of the magistrates, a banner of the town guard and the city watch, and then he looking specifically at a emblazing symbol and banner of Tyr, the god of justice, blind justice at that. While this is a court of strict laws, looking at the symbol of Tyr, I am allowed some extra judiciary powers over those brought before me. Have you got anything to say about the charges and the events of the day? The escape of your co-accused? The murder of 7 people? Or theft of evidence, perhaps?
Castle?
Question for Karsh. It's been a
Yes.
couple weeks.
Yep.
This, I believe, the magistrate is referring to the docks incident with the crab machine.
Nope.
Thinking about the horse docks, like where the horses come in.
Referring
It's in the
only
courthouse.
to the sorry, you should be able to see there.
Chase
Yeah.
down
The chase down
Yeah.
on the rooftops.
the rooftops.
Yeah.
I questioned
Okay.
the weapons part and the using magic to influence somebody.
I mean, I know we're guilty on both of those.
We didn't have weapons.
We did have
Yeah.
weapons.
Somebody had a flute.
But daggers are illegal.
You didn't break that law. Just Castle did.
So
Well,
what?
Well,
do
as
you,
long as it's not on me.
Wielding weapons with intent to harm.
so
that's
what are you
illegal.
saying?
I'm gonna turn to the magistrate and look at the half elf you said, and
He's the
I'll say,
yeah.
yep. I believe we are not guilty on the count of the murders. We're not out looking to kill people or out looking to try to do what's right.
You have not been charged with the murders at the dock and the murders of the civilian and the guards. That is a separate
Right,
matter.
We're trying to protect people.
So are you saying that you're vigilantes? Protecting people?
Treasure hunters.
We're just individuals trying to do the right thing.
That sounds like vigilantes or adventurers?
Not adventurers.
Curious. And do you have anything to say about the escaped co-accused? Any information to pass on about that person?
I do not. They're very stealthy and quite accomplished, so I wouldn't have much information where they might be.
And are they a magic user? Are they registered with the city?
I do not know.
Okay. Is it you don't know about the magic user or don't know about the...
I'm not specifying.
I'm just going, are you lying or are you not? You're giving a a grey answer to two specific questions, not specifically answering one. So it's
Yeah.
kind of bending the truth there, but yes. So have you got any other things to try to... You're saying you're guilty, but you're defending yourself on certain parts. Is that correct?
Yes. While we do admit to committing crimes against the city, influencing others with magic and whatnot, it's undeniable what we did. But while it is difficult to determine intent in a court of law, I believe we're trying to do the right thing.
Intent is not something that Tyr believes in. The strict code of justice and law is what we're here to enforce and to follow.
Fair enough.
Asshole, I don't want to go back to the sewers.
Now, unfortunately, saying that, by strictly following the law, we have no evidence against you. We have no witness reports. We've only got what the guards have said, but the guards' witness reports are no longer here. So, as I mentioned, I cannot convict you because of this. I do have extrajudiciary powers, though, to make sure things like this do not happen again. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand what's going to happen here?
I believe I do.
You're going to be given tasks. You must follow these tasks. If you do not, then we are going to send out those guards, collect those witness statements once more, and have you arrested and trialed in full. So the weapons that you had on you, even those legal weapons, are going to be seized by the city. One of which seems to be quite vulgar in its appearance, and is only just within the size limit allowed by the city laws. So
that wasn't mine. I just found it.
Miss Buckless, are you saying that you removed an item from a crime scene?
No, not at a crime
Again?
scene. Not at a crime scene. Not at a crime scene. I just found it.
Yes, well, a fine of 100 gold dragons will be paid each within a 10-day. Or again, a retrial will be made.
On the what? 100 dragons on what?
A fine of 100 gold dragons will be paid by each of you.
No. I was worried it was about the weapons.
No. A wanted poster will be prominently displayed on all exterior doors of your residence or any businesses you own or operate. This will also be displayed prominently inside such a business owned or operated by either party. This wanted poster will be displayed for no less than 1 year and 1 day, with this date unaltered. The full description of your co-accused, the third co-accused in this matter, will be on that wanted poster. Failure to do so will result in a 1,000 gold dragons fine for each wanted poster missing or vandalized, and 2 weeks hard labor again for each poster.
Question, Your Honor.
I am not finished.
Very well.
Both accused are to report to the local guard barracks once per day or face retrial. If you are living in Trollskull Manor, I believe that is North Ward, so the local guard barracks is the Guard Barracks 1 on the corner of the High Road and Trollkill Street, North Ward, just inside the inner gate. Do you have questions now?
I do, Your Honor. What would be the consequences if a party, neither myself nor Miss Buckless, vandalized one of these posters? How would you determine that we were not the ones that did it?
Well, I would assume that if someone else vandalized it without you, that being a party of these proceedings, you would wish to get that rectified immediately so as not to face accusations of vandalizing it yourself. And this can be done through the guard barracks that you report to on a daily basis.
Very well.
Does it sound fair for such a situation?
I do not see any injustices with this.
That is good to hear. So let it be known that for the next month you are to report to the Guard Barracks 1. They will be notified within... And he looks to the clerk and the clerk looks back. Within half a 10 day, we will have the posters arranged with a description of your fellow co-accused. And he hits his gavel. Oops. And yes, Miss Buckless?
We don't know what they look like without their mask.
That is okay. We'll have the best of the Bardic Guild have a description filled out for you. You are released under these conditions, under this bond. Please don't be in front of me again, or any other magistra. And remember, adventuring is illegal in this city. So I've got written down here, wanted, one squirrel, fuzzy tail. Please stop bringing us random squirrels. Okay. And yes, you're released. Meanwhile, Lucky is being tended. You awaken later in the day, inside the prison, inside the back dock, where there is a large prison cart, and your wounds tended to, and there's also several bodies nearby with blankets over them, as in dead bodies with blankets covering their faces. You seem to be the only person that survived the explosion.
Okay. And I noticed my hit points had gone to 17. I think I did a couple cure wounds right at the end of last session, because we had kind of moved past that point.
Yeah.
So I think it was a case where, actually, I'm not nearly as badly burnt. I think that cart actually covered a lot of that explosion.
Well, the cart was inside the dock.
Oh, okay. Well, another person was in the way, maybe. Not good luck for
there
them.
were two guards you're talking to.
Yeah. If there are guards around, I'd be like, "Where's my friends?"
What friends? Were they on the street with you? And he looks
Nope,
over to the dead bodies.
They were. Oh, you went funky again.
Yeah.
My sound or just me?
Your sound.
Your sound.
Well, maybe both.
Yeah, reset my sound. Be right back with the sound was. There we go. Don't know what's going on with that. Okay.
Don't know. I'll say, nope, they were inside here.
So, prisoners.
Yeah, they were being held for questioning, I think.
So, your friends were the ones that escaped?
Did they escape? Oh, good.
I'm not even gonna, you just see his reaction turns sour. So, the prisoner that escaped blew the back of the courthouse up with you inside.
You mean the one that blew me up? Why would you think that's my friend?
You just
Look
said.
at me! I'm all blown up.
and your feather was destroyed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My feather blew up. You think my friends would do that?
He brings over to you a book.
No, they were inside.
He brings over to you a book. He says, "Was this one of your friend's books? Was this one of your friends?" And it's Cassell. Oh, does anyone know about Cassell's book?
Is it in any way descriptive, or does it have a title on it or anything?
Nope, there is legitimately nothing in the book. It is an empty book.
An empty? Was a black book?
Yeah, it's probably black. Yeah, an empty black book.
Black book.
Are you trying to trick me? There's nothing in here.
And he calls over another guard and says, bring over the other item. And he brings over an item, and he opens up a small box, and there's a necklace in there. A very familiar necklace, but it doesn't have any gems left on it.
Oh, okay. That belonged to one of my friends, yes.
This belonged to one of your friends.
It did, but whoever stole it, obviously, threw the last one at me.
So, one of your friends had a necklace of fireballs. We've had the Order of Mages and Protectors here to investigate it. And it was from the necklace of fireballs that the explosion came from.
Yeah, so it must have been stolen. What a villain.
And one of those friends also disappeared.
Oh, okay. Which one? And where's the other two?
The other two were let go because of the lack of evidence. Someone has destroyed or removed all the evidence against them. We're assuming it was the third person that disappeared that did that. The one that threw the fireball at you.
I don't know. I was unconscious. And outside. So I don't know any of that stuff. But they're gone now?
They have left the court.
And they left me here? Okay, I guess I'll wander back all by myself.
Do you need an escort? Do you need an escort or a carriage called for you?
No, I'll be okay. Is there a pub nearby?
Let me have a look at that. I think there is. There's always a pub nearby.
I need cheering up.
Where are we? Castle Waterdeep. Yes, there's a pub nearby.
Yeah. Yep.
There's the Yawning Portal's right nearby too.
Oh well, that's and they're reopened, right?
Yes.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I'll go to the Yawning Portal and have a few drinks, cheer myself up. Then once I'm feeling happy again, then I head back to Troll Skull Manor, and I might call a carriage then because I might not be walking straight.
And in the meanwhile, you do your healing and you're back to better hit points.
Yeah.
Yep. So what time in the day are people going to be getting back together? Nick's been, Dandelion's been out for a long time. Where are you heading back to after your investigations? Where's
Probably Troll Skull.
Troll Skull? Dandelion, you heading back to Troll Skull as well?
Yeah, immediately after finding out where the bad guy went, I will hide out at Troll Skull in the attic somewhere and just peer out the window waiting for the others to come back. Hopefully they come back. I don't actually know if they're going to come back. I'm thinking of a plan of what to do. What do I do? What do I do? Oh my god, I'm all alone. What do I do?
And yeah. One thing at Troll Skull, at the front door of the inn itself, and you know that the resident side of Trolls, like the manor side for the residents, has a side entrance to get up the stairs. At the front door, a group of 5 or 6 halflings sitting there. They're just talking to each other, sitting on the front veranda, just talking to each other. And that strikes you as a bit unusual.
Yeah, I'll approach as a stray cat.
Yep.
And just wander up.
Perception, please.
Okay.
Okay, wow, you got really good perception. 14.
It's my one skill.
So, you feel a little bit unnerved as a cat approaching them, and as a cat, you just feel this real, you don't want to be around them. But you don't seem anything untoward. They're not doing anything. They don't have weapons. They don't have anything like that. They're just sitting there on the porch talking to each other. They seem to be waiting.
Okay. I'll go up. So they're sitting in front of the front door to get into the house part, or are they in front of the tavern?
Into the tavern part, not into the house.
Okay.
Yeah. So the house has a side door to get up the stairs into the second level. The tavern is not linked to the house. There's no entrance between the two. There's 2 separate entrances.
All right, I'm gonna go head over towards the house part and try to see if I can sneak in through a window as a cat, hop up on a balcony or whatever.
Okay, so with that many people,
I do have climb speed.
Yeah, if you've got climb speed, then you can get kind of up into the tower, and that's probably the only way to get in. Because otherwise, I was thinking, there's not really a way in. I'm assuming you lock your doors, being former guards and being rogues and underhanded people yourselves.
We're not underhanded.
I know I do. So any door that I'm at, I don't lock.
Rude.
Yeah.
I also have crows living in my part, so those windows are open.
Yeah.
So the window,
and the crows will scatter with the cat coming in. Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you're waiting, stressing about, oh my god. So Bella and Cassale are going to be the next ones coming to the alley. Again, you notice a group of halflings just sitting on the front porch, talking to each other. Look like they've been there for a while.
I don't see Lucky.
Don't say Lucky at all.
Castle, do you think he's all right? I mean, there's the big boom.
You're right, there was. Normally, I might be a little worried, but I'm sure he's all right.
I hope so. I'm kind of regretting that may have been my fault.
It's the way things work out. I wouldn't worry about it. Well, we should
Granted, I do have a question, Castle. I thought you could lie.
I can lie.
Why didn't you?
What would have it gotten us?
Got in trouble.
Right. What should I have said in front of the magistrate?
I don't know. That's your thing, not mine.
Right. And I couldn't think of anything.
You're the smart one. You're the leader.
I know, and I decided to make the best choice available with the options I had. I don't know that they didn't have any evidence against us, and either way, I don't think we would be able to argue way out of it. I'm not a lawyer, unfortunately.
I need to buy some daggers. I need to buy some new daggers soon.
Yep, that's fair. More importantly, though, is we have those posters are going up. That's what's going to be trouble for Lucky.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about the posters. I mean, it's kind of harder to sneak around if people know what you look like.
It is true.
This might, oh no, Council, this might hamper things.
Oh, you just realized that. This is definitely going to hamper things.
Yeah.
This is a major...
This is going to hamper my hobbies.
Your what?
My hobbies.
Oh, your hobbies, yes.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about it.
It also might hamper that other thing, too. I hope that don't make them upset.
What's this other thing now?
Well, you remember that time you weren't interested. Something about, I'm pretty sure it's because it was illegal. But remember when I said that we had to go to the newspaper place?
Oh, yes.
I kind of hope that those people aren't too upset about that part.
Well,
I mean, they kind of... maybe it'll be fine.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, either do I. They kind of threatened me last time. Or implied it.
Well, I'd imagine you get plenty of threats dealing with shady people.
I don't deal with shady people a lot. I mean, occasionally there's... define shady.
You know, like criminals, people who don't obey the law, people who tend to walk...
Oh, they're not shady. They're just...
There's many ways you could define shady.
It's just a hobby, a business, work. Everyone's got a work, Castle. I mean, you're very pro-working.
I am pro-working.
So it's fine. I mean, you told lots of people, like those kids, to get jobs or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
I think that came up in a discussion after that whole fiasco.
Yeah. It was quite a while ago. Or, well, what was it? Actually, a couple days ago.
Probably like a 10-day ago or something.
Yeah.
Well, what's with those halflings? Are they friends of yours? Because I don't know.
No, they're definitely not friends of mine.
I don't know. I mean, I think halflings like you.
There does seem to be a trend that has formed. But...
yeah. It's because you're smart and a leader.
Yeah. Yes,
you have messed up. You have skewed views, especially about lying and stuff. Okay, go deal with them.
Re-describe these halflings to me again.
There's 6 in total. 6 halflings in total, sitting, talking to each other, on the front porch. And
Of our manor.
Of
or
your
of
manor.
Blues Brews. Okay.
Of your manor. You do notice Fru's Brews has a sign saying opening soon, and it's got says 5 days underneath it. But on essentially the front porch of the bar itself, not the manor but the bar, is 5 halflings. They look like they've been there all day. They look like they're just bored, and they're talking to each other, and several actually essentially sitting against the front door of the tavern, like leaning against it, and they're leaning against the wall around that front entrance area.
Okay.
But other than that, they just look like halflings dressed normally. There's nothing that stands out other than they're just common citizens and halflings.
Sure. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll approach then.
One of the males sitting against the door stands up, but doesn't actually go very much higher than when he was sitting down, halfling at all. Says, "Oh, are you the proprietor of this establishment?"
I'll kind of eye him up and I'll be like, "Yes,
Looking down.
I am."
Ah, Vivian. My name is Vivian. I'm a bartender. I have been hired by an associate of yours, I believe. These are the staff, which are also hired. I believe that the person, a dwarf, was making a call out for little folk, and with some experience, and pulled us together.
So, which one of you's a cook?
And a couple of them, one of the males and one of the females, actually put their hands up as cook.
Excellent.
So I myself have experience with bartending and running a small establishment out of the city. And Connor here can also tend bar as well. And we have Phallus, another one of the males. He's apparently a capable cook. And Cebrix, one of the women, is also one of our cooks. And Varana and Jill Syria are waitresses. And I believe that we were actually sitting out front of the other tavern, but they said that we're not the right tavern and this is the right one. So hopefully we are in the right establishment. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That's good to know. We have been waiting here for quite some time, though. So...
Oh yes, come in. I'll walk over and open the door and let him in.
Oh, gee, that's great. And they move out the way and they let you go through. And as they move into the establishment, they start looking around and they're curious about things. So this is everything ready. Have you got an opening time? Is the cellar stocked? Food stocked?
I'll turn to Bella.
Who's just it's on you.
Oh, I've not been keeping up with the whole bar business. Castle has had no interest in that, so.
And Dandelion hears that there's stuff going on underneath in the tavern itself. They're quite excited down there. And they start spreading out and they start looking at the facilities and start looking at everything there and the kitchens and
see if I can press my ear to the floorboard or see if I can hear down one of the chimneys, their echoing voice. What are they talking about?
I think there is a conjoined chimney in the house. I'm gonna have to check the layout.
It's be like listening to people through the vents.
Yeah, I think there is a conjoined chimney. Yeah, the main chimney at the bar. I'll move you to the same map. Yeah, on the same map. Main chimney on the bar is also the same on the second level. And it goes up to the third level. And to the attic, yeah. There's a shared chimney all the way up.
Awesome.
But yes, they're asking about bits and pieces, and you said you turned to Bella to answer some of the questions about when are you opening. Is everything prepared? Is the cellar stocked?
I think everything's prepared. That was more Lucky's department.
Everyone's deferring to everybody else.
I mean, I know we have a lot of booze.
And where is the booze kept? In this, have you got a cellar?
Yeah.
Good. Can you show me the cellar, please? Says.
I'll show him the cellar bar.
Yeah. So Phallus goes down, and he starts inspecting the cellar and starts looking through. He grabs one. I'm assuming you have to have lanterns down there to be able to see. So he grabs a lantern to take down because it's dark. And he starts going through things and having a look. And it's very impressive. You've got some decent stock. Not the best quality, but it'd be hardy stock for a good opening.
I thought it tasted just fine.
Oh, well, see, you are in the North Ward, though, so you could cater to the North Ward people of going a bit higher end. Or is there any theme that is going on? Like, are you just hearty
I don't
food?
know.
Good drink? Or what's going... You don't know at
Well,
all.
I'm pretty sure it's so. I mean, we're halflings. Again, that was all Lucky's department. I just remember trying the drinks.
Again, passing the buck. And so the rest of the time they're just going to explore and just getting themselves in. They do mention that the bar is a little high for them, and that the tables are also a little high for them to wait on. Also, the kitchen a little high for them to work on. As in, it's not equipped for halflings.
Dandelion has those stilts.
I do have stilts. I only have one pair of stilts, though.
But if we
We're gonna
can
have to
copy
share.
the design and redistribute them,
I get a pair, right?
Everybody gets stilts.
You get a pair of stilts. You get a pair of stilts. I think the Temple of Gond will have copyright licensing, and they'll have a little bit of an issue with that one.
But we're not selling them.
we'll pay them to do it.
That's how things work. Pay other people because the bureaucracy is king in Waterdeep. And so, what else are you going to do? Are you going to just show them around, or do you actually have you don't even have a day that you're going to open? So they're kind of curious of do you want us back tomorrow? Because it's pretty late in the day.
Right.
Or do you have a date set for the opening?
I mean, opening's going to be an issue with all these wanted posters posted all over our house.
Just to display
Hey
the
guys, welcome
comment.
to our tavern. We're wanted by the law. Don't worry about it.
Well, we're not. Lucky is, and a squirrel is.
No,
They
they're
said all of us.
yeah. I thought they were.
Said co-accused. You
I
haven't
know,
seen who's on the drawing yet.
All right. Well, we gotta wait until at least we see what these posters are like.
Yep.
So maybe we ask them to come back after a 10-day.
A 10-day. Okay. If that's what your call is.
What'd you say?
If that's what the call is, 10 days, or just give me a time frame.
We'll evaluate some things and we'll get back. If we wanna meet up after a 10-day, that'd be great.
Okay, 10-day we'll come back, and hopefully there's going to be someone here in the morning when we're here. It is late afternoon, I will point out.
Right.
We were taking care of some business, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it seems to have been delayed with that business for quite some time, but it's
yes, very unfortunate.
okay. It's okay. But it's good that we've got employment, and it's good that things are going to move ahead from this point on. We'll be back in 110 day, and all the little halflings rush out and they head out into the alley.
I need a drink.
And that is clearly what Dandelion hears. I need a drink.
When I hear the other halflings leave, I'm gonna slowly just shimmy down the chimney until I reach the kitchen. Like, hey guys, sorry it took so long to get back. I have a lot to tell you. I'm just covered in soot.
Have you seen Lucky?
Yeah, I saw him once, and then he was unconscious. Is he doing okay? That was very scary. Where did he get Fireball from?
I killed Lucky!
He did look dead. He didn't just look unconscious, he looked dead.
Ghost person, I need a really strong drink.
I only have water, I'm sorry.
The hatch opens.
You drown your sorrows in tears.
You hear the hatch open of the cellar hatch, and you see a glass float down into the hatch, into the cellar. A little bit later, a bottle comes up, a whole bottle. The glass doesn't reappear, and just sits on the table in front of you.
I killed my best friend. Castle, take me back to jail. I deserve to be thrown in the sewers.
I'll walk over
I'm a
and
monster.
give Bella a hug and try and console her.
Nick, you see another bottle floating up out of the cellar door and just sitting on the bar, just waiting for the next one to be needed.
I'm gonna need that soon.
Just push it over to Bella. On the upside, I know who's after us, or after the stone and tried to kill Lucky, so we can get revenge.
You do think Lucky is dead?
Very close by.
You do think Lucky was dead?
What does it matter? It's all my fault. I shouldn't have given him that necklace of fireballs. I shouldn't have taken it from that kid in the first place. I should have let him have them.
That would not have been. No, don't give kids necklaces of fireballs. That would have been terrible. Also, it's not your fault. It's the dude's fault. He was an evil person for using it in the first place.
I gave it to him, Dandelion.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm great at reading people, and even I didn't see that he was evil. He seemed like a really stand-up, like caring guy. I was shocked. Anyway, I'll plot a map.
This is what I get for threatening a child, isn't it? I mean, I didn't think it was all that bad. I paid him. I paid the kid. I mean, sure, I showed him a knife, but
and now you remember you don't even have a knife anymore.
I don't even have knives anymore, Castle.
I mean, those are pretty cheap. It doesn't cost much to buy one.
Pushes over a butter
But
knife.
I was attached to those knives.
Well, it's just a piece of metal.
Castle. It's not just a piece of metal.
Nope, it's just a piece of metal.
No.
It's just a piece of metal.
No. They're come apart of you. I've had them for so long. And I mean, they're very useful. I mean, it's your magic. Just
Yep. No, I'm not denying that they're useful. I'm just saying it's a hunk of metal.
What if your magic was taken away?
Well, that'd be very unfortunate, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, can that happen? I don't know.
That would be very problematic for me. It would be very problematic. I do not want to be in that situation. That would suck.
Yeah, so what am I gonna do? What am I without Lucky? We were a duo. I'm not gonna be able to steal anything without him. Take me to
and Castle's
the
like, cool.
All the things I could say.
Take me to the sewers, Castle.
I don't think anybody should ever go down to the sewers.
Oh, I've been there before.
I know you have. I've been there too. I've been more in the sewers than you have. Trust me.
Castle, I worked in those sewers under kobolds.
Yeah.
Rule.
They had whips. They're not very
Why
polite.
do you want to go back down there?
They deserve it.
No, you don't. It was an honest mistake.
My honest mistake killed Lucky.
That's just the way life works sometimes.
I don't want it to.
I can't do anything to change that, neither can you.
We can save up some money and get him resurrected. I'm just saying it only costs like roughly however much money. Like a diamond or two, I think. I don't know. I don't resurrect people. But there are good priests around. We probably find
Castle?
Hey, that's
Castle, we need diamonds
cord, doesn't it?
Stuff.
I think we also need the body, so
Where's his body?
Yeah, where is his body?
What have
I
they
don't think
done
it was
with his
completely
body?
incinerated.
There was a body.
Yeah, his body was still there. He wasn't just ash.
Oh, good. We need
So
to
they
go
probably
back.
have it in the morgue.
We need to go back and get his body, and then we need to bring it back, Castle.
the body isn't still lying there. That's for sure.
No, I think like the magistrate may have put him in a morgue.
You all know that bodies get sent to the Temple of Kalimvor to be claimed
Oh
and
no,
then
not those
to be buried.
creeps.
Oh,
He's gonna be dissected.
No, they were weird, Castle.
Right. And like point to myself like, so am I. So
Not
what?
that weird.
You don't dissect people, do you?
No, I don't dissect people.
I mean, he stuffs them in barrels, but that's beside the point.
That's just storage.
Yeah. I was putting them out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind.
No, that's such a good place for his body anyways.
All right. Let's think here. How much money do we have?
I currently have 100, but I think Bella has most of our money.
I think Bella doesn't really spend money, so she probably has most of the money. I only have like 40 gold.
I have 259 dragons.
Don't we have a few harbor moons too? Or something else?
I think that was.
I think all those immediately went to the bar.
Okay.
Yep. You also know that you haven't been paid for the dragon, but you haven't dealt with the dragon.
We're not making that shrine anymore, Castles. The heck with that shrine. The heck with that dragon.
The dragon has a lot of money.
That's right.
Just saying, there's a lot of money in that hole.
That's a good point, Dandelion.
If we're really desperate.
We need more. We need some of those potions, Castle.
Right. They're also going to cost maybe as much money. I don't remember if we have any extras.
I will be able to cast
we
spells
have
like
one
those
extra.
eventually. Not yet, though. I need to be more attuned to nature, but I'm not sure how to do that quite yet.
Either way, we still have. I guess I don't know how much it costs for a resurrection.
So Lucky
Or
can
whatever.
turn up when he wants through this scene.
He's just sitting here listening to all of this.
I think this scene is pretty much played out. So yeah, this is about the time the door swings open. He goes, "Hey guys, you won't believe the day I had."
He's alive.
And the thing you notice is he's absolutely covered in ash, like everything's blackened from ash. And he starts wiping it off, and you notice there's really not much burn under there.
Lucky,
and,
it's his ghost.
And he says,
Lucky!
I think this guy stole the necklace of fireballs. You won't believe what happened. He threw a fireball, and there was this big explosion, and this giant shockwave came. It was so lucky because the shockwave caught the brim of my hat and my cape and threw me clear. And my head hit the gate, and I fell right unconscious. Took me a while to get back conscious again, and I guess everyone else died.
Everybody else died.
And
I think
my
Bella has
lucky purple feather was all burned up. So I'll replace it with my old lucky white feather.
I have a crow feather.
All the luck was used up out of that one. So I was so lucky I decided to go celebrate. Had some drinks. How did you guys have as great a day as I did? Here's your necklace back, Bella. Why are
you can see that there's many drink bottles, 4 bottles in front of Bella, empty.
It looks like she's had a good night. I don't know why she's crying. Did something happen?
I almost killed you.
Yeah.
What?
I'm so sorry.
How would I die?
The necklace of fireballs, Lucky.
Yeah, it was pretty lucky. Huh.
Which wasn't. I almost killed you.
So everybody take inspiration for all this. This is just, yep. Very much playing in character.
It's been a pretty good day overall. So I'm the only thing that would make it better is if we could find out where that guy who took that necklace went to.
Hey, I know where that guy took that stone thing, and I know who he works for.
It's not just the necklace, but the
where
stone you're missing as well. Yeah, he took the stone from you.
Yeah, he took the stone from me too.
Yeah.
Because I was knocked out. I have a goose egg. Ow! Yeah, it hurts a bit. I'll probably feel better tomorrow.
And goose is exactly that. It's like a goose with a Y is the emblem that you saw, that Dandelion saw.
Okay.
Yeah, the swan with the Y, and then a silver chalice with a gold sun. And then their name was Castellanter, which was the name of the graveyard, the tomb we went to where we found that one person.
Are they relatives, Castle?
Yeah.
No, not that I know of.
Anyone can do a religion roll as well for the for this as well. Religion or history? One's going to be harder than the other, but I'm not going to tell you which, because they're going to be different informations. Okay, so we got one religion, one history.
Oh, it shouldn't have been advantage, but it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll just take the first one.
Yeah.
Anyone else drawing that one? Nope. Okay.
Do that.
Ursma, you remember there's history-wise that there's an old family, an old noble family that didn't have, that were almost at the form of bankruptcy until recently, when they started a banking company, and the Castellanters, you think the Castellanters or something similar to was that family. So within maybe the last 10 or so years, the banking side of the company started making a lot of money. And so the name's starting to be a little bit familiar. You think there's something to do with it. And for the religion side of things, it's a weird religion. There's not really one where Lucky Deep Brow would actually associate with, but has seen it a little bit, especially in the North Ward and in the Sea Ward, etc. You remember something about a religion of nobles themselves? So the religion of
they
nobles.
worship themselves.
They worship nobility.
Wow.
Wow.
That is called hubris.
And nepotism as well, but yes.
Well, that sounds a little bit like those crazy guys who are super hung up on themselves. They worship nobility.
Yeah, they're.
You remember we stole that guy's wrist
handkerchief
bracelet that time?
Oh,
yeah. and it had that symbol on it.
Yeah. You can't remember the name of it, the name of the religion, but you remember there's a religion with that symbol of like nobility. Yes.
They seem crazy.
Yeah. I mean, what did you expect from nobles, though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some seem okay.
I mean, sure.
Oh, Dandelion. I think the guards might be looking for you.
Probably.
Yeah.
They were asking about you.
Yeah. They kind of wanted us to give you a description for a wanted poster, I think.
I just said I didn't know anything.
Like a wooden mask.
But I was pretty sure I saw which two of you were taken by the guards and which one of you was not taken by the guards. So I kind of figured it out. It took me a couple drinks, but I figured it out.
Okay.
Overall, it's been a pretty good day.
Yeah.
You need to find a disguise though. Since
I mean, if only we could get this place staffed, it would be perfect.
Okay. So what happens
that.
that came by?
Yeah, there's some halfling bartenders, cooks, barmaids.
Halflings?
Yep, they're all halflings.
That's perfect.
Feel good.
We're probably gonna have to either make everything shorter so the halflings can serve things okay, or make the halflings bigger somehow because everything's a little too big for them.
We use stools. We step on them. You can use a
I have
box.
stilts. I like clack them
No,
together.
it's easy. See, look, box. See, easy.
But
I
you
mean,
can't have like, or are we gonna just have like trails of boxes so they can walk on them and like serve the plates and
Well,
stuff? What
we'll
if somebody
put some
moves
behind the
box?
bar, and then we'll put some in front of the stove, and then maybe like one at the base of each table.
we're kind of used to it, to be honest. You tall people are racist.
Still.
Only really the guards.
Wait, what?
I can tell you what the solution. Yeah, if the guards were here, they would say, "Well, just pick up the halflings, and then they'll serve everyone."
Itself sounds racist. That statement you just made is racist.
There's no such thing as halfling racism.
Yeah. Have you ever been picked up?
We're the short ones.
Have you ever been picked up?
I have not.
No, of course you haven't. You're super
Yeah.
tall. No one would ever pick you up.
I have. I can turn into small animals. You pick me up. Leave it on your head.
Yeah, so maybe Dandelion knows what it's like. So maybe Castle really shouldn't have anything to say about this. I know the human thinks that everyone should listen to his opinion. I'm not so sure.
Hey, Lucky.
I think the rest of us have a valid opinion.
Hey, Lucky.
Yeah, okay, I'll listen.
You know you're wanted by the guards?
The guards had me. And we talked. But they didn't say anything about wanting me. Then they let me go.
Well,
I was unconscious. They took me in to the jail place, and then they asked me about stuff, and I told them, and then they said, "Okay, have a good day," and I went for drinks. Did they want me again?
I believe so.
Oh,
In a couple days, there's going to be a wanted poster with your face on it.
what for?
Or at least, for that whole escapade with basically we broke, I believe, 4 or 5 laws.
What laws?
And brandishing weapons against others, which
I didn't take any weapons out.
that was that was a count against Bella. Using magic to influence others.
I can't use magic.
I don't recall you.
I didn't influence anyone.
Are you sure they wanted me?
Well, I am sure there'll be a poster with your name on it in a couple days, half a 10 day or so.
Okay, I'll go I'll answer their questions, but I didn't do any of that stuff.
I think I'm just wanted because they think that I was the bad guy because I escaped and followed the bad guy and then found out where his boss was.
Lucky for me, I had a fireball thrown at me, so I think I got a good alibi.
Yeah, I think Lucky's pretty okay. I don't think anyone likes him.
Don't bring that up.
I can't believe that all worked out for the best so well. What were the odds? I never thought when a fireball was thrown at me, later on I'd go, good thing I had a fireball thrown at me.
And the night goes on with more drinking. She's crying out all the alcohol. That's how it works. The alcohol's to feed the crying, and then crying out the alcohol.
Usually a happy drunk. I don't know what's going on today.
It must have been an explosive event.
Bella, what's wrong?
I almost killed you.
What did you do to me?
I gave the person the necklace of fireballs, Lucky.
Wow. Are we ever lucky? Because if you hadn't done that, then the guards would be looking for me right now to throw me in jail. What are the chances you would give somebody a necklace of fireballs to throw a fireball at me and it saves me? Thank you! And I give her a hug.
Yes, it was quite noble.
I don't think...
Taking the place of him in the sewers.
That was the best fireball ever! I'm sorry he used up your last fireball, though.
I don't want it anymore.
I know, I used it once. It was pretty fun.
And I got to use it twice.
I've only gotten hit by it.
No.
Well, should we have some dinner? I'm pretty hungry.
Yes.
And then maybe we'll worry about this all tomorrow.
Yes.
Because I kind of feel pooped.
But
And so the night goes on, and nothing eventful happens. It is quiet, and some of you had very bad dreams, some of you had lucky dreams or okay dreams, and it's kind of a weirdness of like there was almost someone dying, so close to dying.
Not really that close.
You pass your save by 1.
Oh, out of character, close.
Out of character, it was close.
In character, no chance.
Yeah. And you also used up all your inspirations, which you've now got back again from from today. You've got them all back again from everything we've seen the last hour and a half. It's been amazing. So please don't forget to put that on your sheet, because it's like I'm entertained here, and when I'm entertained, I'll give you inspiration because it's inspiring me to be nice to you. So in the morning, are you waking up at your normal time? What are you doing?
Yeah, normal time, which is a little later, but early enough that my tummy is rumbling.
Okay, so early. So in the morning,
Biscuits.
you're essentially in the morning having your breakfast, sorting yourselves out. What are your plans for the day now that you know where the Stone of Galore has ended up and where the person works for?
I need daggers.
Oh, here you go. I give her 2 daggers.
That was quick.
I never use them anyway.
Thanks, Lucky.
Yeah, no problem.
So minus on your sheet, add to your sheet, done.
I am removing them right now.
Yep. So as I said, you know where the person is, and where the stone is.
Well, I kind of think we probably want that weird-looking stone, the one with the weird look that they took.
Yeah, when the
they took from us.
Got it. He was like staring into it like really weirdly and had like this creepy grin. He was very strange. He was like staring into it soulfully.
You also know that he was attuning himself to the magics of the stone.
But he didn't have to like grin at it. It was just weird.
It looked like a magic stone to me. I think we should get it back. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I need something to distract myself.
So you're going to say to drink, but okay, that's a better version.
I go over to Dandelion and I go, I think something's bothering Bella. You know what's bothering Bella? She seemed so sad the last day or so.
Yeah, I think she was just shocked that she may have lost you. She went through a whole process of grieving through 5 bottles of wine.
Well, that's a good way to grieve, I guess. You're going to grieve. Wine's the way to do it.
And if you don't have wine, just food will do the other side.
All right, so Lucky will...
Plan?
I'm not going to role play it all out, but as we walk, Lucky will spend extra time trying to cheer Bella up as much as he can.
Dandelion would like to find it a disguise, a costume parlor.
A costume parlor?
Yes.
That's an interesting thing to try to find. Where would you find a costume parlor? You know where the Bardic College is? If that is where you're looking for. I'll quickly have a look at the other maps, but I think the Bardic College is probably the best. No one has a disguise kit?
I don't.
I actually do.
I wouldn't have proficiency. Oh, you have a disguise kit?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would say let's just use that.
Well, I do want to change my entire outfit entirely. But first, I will use that disguise kit to buy a new outfit.
You don't have to go to a costume shop to get an outfit.
Okay,
There's places that sell outfits.
Okay. But disguise me first, so like no one knows that I went to a store to go buy it.
I'm going to tell you a secret. What you wear is a little unusual.
I mean, all of my stuff, it looks like I was out in the forest, down in Chult. I have like a rain hood, crocodile leather, like armor.
Pretty much
like
any
things.
Clothes you buy are going to be pretty inconspicuous compared to what you have.
Okay. I will go shopping for normal pedestrian clothing.
I have an even better idea. Why don't we go shopping for clothes and bring them back to you?
Do you know my sizes? I put out my
friends. You're about that tall.
Okay.
And that's the measurement that you use to go to the market with. About that tall.
Yeah. I need some robes, about are that tall.
Going to the markets.
Brown.
Actually, are you going straight to the markets, or are you trying to find a place in
If
high?
there's a place nearby, I mean, there's got to be places, tailors or something, right?
Do essentially survival. If you're in the docks ward, I'd give you advantage, but you're not really. This is not your area for Bella and Lucky.
I think I'm okay.
With a 21, you stumble. Essentially, you stumble across a tailor's just up the road. It's no issue at all, and they can provide a large variety of ready-made clothing for you.
I'll look for something loose-fitting, right, so that it would fit various sizes. That's for a human-sized person.
Yep.
And like a robe, right? Maybe gray or brown, something like that.
Okay. So
I'm not too picky, right?
Measurement.
So it's not too, like they were able to sell you something simple. Are you looking for a high end or low end?
Low end.
Okay, so even though low end's going to be about medium. So just as a heads up, like their low end would be high end for the docks ward.
Okay.
So the low end is going to cost you for you talking about cloak, as in robes.
Well, no, it's summer. We don't want a cloak.
No cloak.
But I'd go for light material. So like a robe, right?
Robes. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, like a traveling robe.
Yep. How much is outfits?
I'm trying to
Yep.
figure out where. There we go.
Which one? That's more of a cloak in summer. That'd be very hot.
And then there's
the doublet.
Fancy lady. Yeah.
Okay.
She's got like a cloak thingy, and then there's like just a person in a dress.
Okay, so tunic dress.
She's like doing my best.
Just so you know, traveler's clothes in the player's handbook is 2 gold.
Yeah. So triple that, Chris. This is North Ward. And essentially you're going to get a simple...
I'm taking 6 dragons off my sheet.
Yeah.
Just a simple set of traveling clothes, even-sized.
Yeah, it's going to be T-tunic with a nice belt, a little embroidery around the edges of the T-tunic. It's very, very simple medieval fare, but it's the higher end of the medieval fare. So as I said, you'll be high-end clothing in Dock Ward, but you're low-end clothing in this area. North and Seaward. So
it goes anywhere. Perfect.
and it's fit.
Clothes.
Yeah. Yep.
I go to find a nice straw sun hat and then try to find a porcelain mask so I could trade it for my wooden mask.
Masks are going to be a bit
harder.
But
I take the leaf off and put it not known.
Masks are going to be a bit harder. Masks are going to be...
How important is the mask?
Very important. I mean, I could do extreme measurements.
What about like a hood that kind of comes over? Might show your nose.
But the wind might blow it off.
What about
it's okay. I could also just make a mask. Is there like a place for pottery? Do they sell clay? I have mold earth. I could just make a mask.
Can I get a survival roll for everybody, please? Like some are going to have bonuses, others are going to have minuses, just depending on where they are. Okay, Tyler, can you roll again? Because you actually have advantage on this.
Cool.
Sorry, Bozo. Other names.
Yeah, that's all good.
Names. Okay. Cassell remembers that there was a guild hall, a costumes hall, that sells pretty much everything from masks, like Venetian masks, similar to that of the Nimbarite, to plain masks, to theatre equipment, and etc., etc. But it's all the way down in in Trades Ward. Down here. I'll mark it on the map. in green, hopefully. I can get my green colour. And focus where I am. Where am I? There. So down there is a costumes guild hall. And
Okay.
if you're looking for a mask, that would probably be the best place in the city to be able to get one easily and efficiently.
What about a cloth mask? Like a...
I think that'd look a bit weird. Burglary.
You may get accosted on the street by the guards. Really? So I say may, but I'm saying will more than may.
At least with my mask, people usually just assume I have scars, which I absolutely do have scars all over my face. It's horrific. I have no nose left. It's just holes.
Now I want to see.
So,
Nope.
So how do you smell?
I smell through the holes.
No, the answer is terrible.
There's just no cartilage.
The answer is terrible. Wow, I set it up too.
I bathe.
Oh boy, I even set it up.
Garlic.
Almost done. Okay, but yes, if you're looking for a mask, that would be the best place to go. And if you go there, are people going there? Who's going there? And yeah, everyone's quiet.
It seems like a long way to go just for a mask. Isn't there any other way we can hide your face?
Old earth, some dirt. Just put it on my face, but I'll just like turn it into a dirt mask. There we go.
Okay. You should probably put a hood as well.
That's why I got the sun hat. It's really nice. It's
a castle.
Yeah.
And it's summer, so it makes sense.
It is. So we're going to have a quick break because we're about halfway in. I know it took a long time to get everyone together, but we'll take a quick break. We'll be back really soon. Hopefully everyone's got a plan, and we're going to try to we'll see what the plan is, actually, and see if we can execute the plan without failing. Yes, I can see those face. I can see that face there, Ursula.
Plans?
Failing?
Yeah, that's this group, isn't it? So we're going to do our normal music. If I can find my yawning portal. So I did miss the shout out. So we're using the sounds from Syrinscape. So all the background music, all the bits and pieces that we're using is from Syrinscape. Go check them out for all your online and offline role-playing needs. They do amazing stuff, sci-fi, fantasy, modern, anything you need, they're most likely got it, and we're using a specific set for Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So we're going to, our normal intro and outros are match from 3 strings from the Yawning Portal, which I'm going to click on now. Hopefully it works. There we go. So we're going to be on a quick break. We'll be right back and see if we can not lose anyone to fireballs for the rest of the session. So we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back everybody. My name is Karshko and this is the Goblin Cave, and we are doing the Blades of Waterdeep role-playing show with all our lovely casts here, and we have hopefully formulated a plan. We've got a new disguise, which is not really a huge disguise for Dandelion. Although Dandelion having a mud face is kind of a weird thing. Again, you're going to be looked upon, especially in this area, having mud across your face. Even though it's hidden a little bit under the hat, it's still going to be an obvious. Oh, we've just got a mold earth spell. Okay, and then the bushy beards gets put on top of that? Okay, can I get a disguise roll, please? From the person with the proficiency, preferably. So now I'm paranoid about my own beard. If you're doing it on someone else, it wouldn't be charisma or something like that because it's not you disguising yourself. I'm thinking maybe dexterous because you're like you're applying in dex. Yeah, I don't know. If anyone else has a better idea, I'll. At 22 plus a D4 on top of, I'm sure will be even worse than that. So absolutely easily done. Oh, that's the D4's on top of, yep. Maybe. But yeah, 22, you're disguised. Yeah, you're disguised. And so you've got, it's still a mask, so it's not moving. The mold earth isn't going to move the clay and everything as you speak, but it's a mask. It looks like a normal face of an old man with a mustache. Helps the disguise. It brings it together. Yeah. Or turn into animals and run away, because that's kind of obvious too. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So that could be an issue. So it's now mid-morning. Where are you going? So about 10 o'clock. Castle, I believe you're muted too. Hello. Good. Well, you saw trees over the... And yes, you saw dirt from the mudroom, yes. So how are you going to gather more information? Okay, so the basic layout. Okay. So can I get a perception check from everybody? Okay. Okay. So as you're heading, I'm assuming you're going the direct path from Delzoran Street. As you're heading towards, Lucky just sees something in the corner of the eye. They see an arm just resting on the window of a carriage. You don't see the person inside, but you see that the arm seems to be well dressed sleeves, but on the wrist is acid damage. No. In traffic, on the road, travelling the opposite direction that you are. You also remember when the driver went past, the driver had a big beard as well, which... Yep. The carriage is going the exact opposite direction down Delzoran Street. It is a plain black carriage, no distinguishing features at all, but it is well maintained and it is fit for this area in North Ward. It certainly would stand out in other areas of the city. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so as essentially you're turning around, you're contacting everybody, and then you're just going to follow the carriage through the street. Okay, so we're going to mark where we are on the street. We're going to mark right here is where we saw the carriage, and it's heading that way, I should say. I'll draw a line if I can freehand. Heading that way. And how are you following it? Are you just following on foot, or are you just trying to be sneaky? It's having trouble with the traffic. Early morning traffic's... Okay. So can I have essentially one group stealth check? And I know, how many in the group do have the stealth ability before you roll? Oh, wait a sec. Hold on. Sorry about that. We've been on mute. Everyone's been on mute for a while. That was me. I can't believe it.
We were all muted.
Thank you, Highness. Everybody else was muted as well. We've had those issues, but yes, I was muted. I muted them as well. On top of that. Okay. That was really bad. Thank you, Highness. We're back. Yep, we're professionals here. Absolute professionals. Yep. So you contacted everybody. They're trying to do stealth. How many people have?
Did we determine that everybody is proficient in stealth? Is that right? No.
So who hasn't?
Dandelion is not?
I think
I mean, I'm proficient.
I'm
proficient.
proficient.
Zero.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's everyone except for Dandelion.
Okay, so if it's everyone except for Dandelion, we'll use one person that is proficient because that's the majority of the group to do your group stealth. If it was the other way around, we'd do the group stealth without a proficiency.
Okay. Well, I think Bella should lead the way because she's the best. And she's going to do a great job.
With guidance as well, of course.
Watch me just roll a 2.
You do have... Come on, roll a 2. Can't be a 1, has to be a 2. You get to re-roll once.
Come on, go down.
There we go. Okay. So you don't know how good or bad that is?
There's no guidance on there.
I clicked it, but it's not doing it.
It did not
There we
go.
go.
So
I
I'm
rolled
adding
it to
that.
1.
Okay.
So
you
4.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
14.
So you've got a 14. You don't know how well it is. The person is inside a cabin, as inside a coach, so it could be a benefit for you along that lines. But there is a driver who someone knows may be a bit scary than what we think. And they continue to keep on going in the direction. They go past Shield Street. They go past Copper Street. At the main intersection of High Road, they stop and pause because it's a busy road, and then they continue down past
Troll Skull Alley.
down past Windborne Way, and they actually duck into Troll Skull Alley.
Lucky we weren't there. We left at just the right time.
Yep. And they go into Troll Skull Alley. And we'll load up the map because I wasn't expecting to have it loaded. There we go. So they've come into Troll Skull Alley at the south entrance. And they go up into the main square. They go past... they stop essentially here. I'm trying to find that. Stop essentially outside the Troll Skull Manor. And then the person exits the vehicle. You recognise the person as before. He seems to be... Dandelion recognises him as the person that was inside the residence, inside the manor house. He is slightly different in look to the other times you've seen the same person, but he is absolutely the same looking person as the one that was inside the manor house. And again, that acid burns on the wrists is an obvious feature of this is the same person. He exits the carriage and he continues walking to the east. He walks past the Troll Skull Manor, and instead of going into the bent nail, he goes into the steam and steel smithy.
Well, I think we're following.
So you're following to the back entrance of the steam, or it actually is the other entrance of the steam and steel smithy. Are you going in? You know it's I don't think you've even got in there actually.
No, I think so. I think we're going in.
Because you never actually met your neighbours, which is really weird.
We met some of them.
Yeah, we met a few of them.
Yeah,
we don't need to meet all of them.
There's a whole chapter on meeting your neighbours. I'm not kidding. A whole chapter, and I've had to store it away. I've had to store it away because you had never actually met your neighbours.
You need them.
Yep. So during the daylight hours, smoke and steel bellow from the many windows around this indoor forge. So many windows around this indoor forge, where... okay, so as you walk in there, you hear the rattling, the banging of metal work at the back of the building itself, and you see... just like as you get to the door, you just see there's a very small space of a front counter. There's not really any place to hide. Are you going in?
He's in there. Can you see him?
Yes, there's a very small shop front. As you look in and you start to go in, there's a very small shop front and a front counter. There's pretty much nowhere to hide.
It's just him.
Just him, and looks like it looks like that he's speaking to someone. So I'm trying to find the description of the person. I know it's here. I've got to open up though. Looks like he's where am I? He's speaking to a water ganassi.
I'm going to turn into a little stink bug and crawl my way inside.
I mean,
to you guys. to ping me in the head so you guys can listen as I'm eavesdropping on them.
I was going to point out, if we really wanted to be sneaky, me, Castle, and Lucky can all disguise ourselves.
Luckily, I can turn into other things. We all just disguise ourselves and go in.
Yeah, the shop front is very, very small. And I can't, like, there's enough room for maybe 3 or 4 people to stand around, but it's really, really, really small. It's not a big area, is what I'm trying to point out. So as the stink bud goes in underneath the door, you hear the gentleman speaking to the water genasi, and it seems to be a one-sided conversation. And you come in halfway through, or a little bit through. It says, "I don't care about the price. All the paperwork will be in order, and we will need it as soon as you can. If need be, we can pay for compensation for your other clients to delay their projects, but we need the sword immediately. Do I make myself clear?" And he puts down what looks to be a trade bar on the front counter. And the water genasi says, "Well, you do understand that we have long-standing clients that we need to deal with first, and we've got an order to things. So as I said, it will be a 10-day before your order will be sorted." And he pulls out another trade bar onto the desk, and then another trade bar onto the desk. And he says, "But with some persuasion, I think we will have to speak to our other clients, and we'll be in contact. You said the Castellanta Villa, is that correct?" And he just nods. "And, well then, we'll see what we can do. But we'll need to get the agreement with the other clients. My husband... My husband... my husband likes to keep his clients in a good... treated well. I will apologise. It is a male water genasi. They're saying this. And he says that my husband likes to keep his clients treated well, and likes to keep his clients. You are the first time you've done business with us, so but please understand. I understand the cost of having a weapon made, and a silver weapon at that are not the easiest things to make. But as long as you can provide the paperwork, we will provide the weapon for you. But we will have to speak to other clients to see if they agree to take your money in compensation for delays in their own projects. So I'll have a good day, and we'll be in contact when we can." And he just turns around and walks out the door.
And bumps into everyone.
Well, you do have some warning. You do have some warning that he's starting to turn, and the conversation's starting to be ending. Where are you going to hide?
I'll go ahead and use Mask of Many Faces to make my ears longer, make myself look a little slimmer, a little more elf-like.
Look like the other neighbor we haven't met.
I think I'll pop into this place right over here.
Pop into which place right over there? Was that...
this one.
That seems to be the Troll Skull Manor.
What a coincidence.
Yeah,
Lucky,
I'll
it's
probably
right
follow
there.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Come on!
Yeah. So I'm assuming that you're mind reading to hear the conversation through. That's why I'm just assuming it was done because, well, that's... Yeah. And so the water genasi turns around and goes deeper into the forge. Are you going to follow, or are you going to exit to the front door?
I think I'll follow him. Because I assume everyone else can hide and they'll follow, and then I'll catch up eventually.
Yep.
But I just want to see. I'm just gonna...
Okay. So the water genasi goes deeper into the forge, and you see a male fire genasi hammering on some metalwork. It looks like wrought ironwork, ornate wrought ironwork. Quite a quality piece. And And the Waterdeep says, Embrick, we have a client who wishes a sword. I know we don't do those much these days, but they're willing to pay quite high price. But there's a couple of catches, and the Fire Ganassi starts getting irate, and he says, "I told you we don't do weapons anymore. It's illegal." It's like, but it's okay. They say they'll have paperwork, and they're going to pay, but they need it now, and they ask for us to pay off our other clients, and an argument starts, and between the two, the forge, the blacksmith or weaponsmith possibly even, is quite irate and very very angry at the idea of postponing other work that he's got on the cards, and he motions to essentially billets of steel and iron and other things which are in the corner waiting to be forged. And he says, but the Water Ganassi pleads with him to calm down and look, it's okay. We're going to get paid for it. It's going to be legitimate. It's not going to be illegal. It's not going to be like the other people that come in here. It's not going to get us in trouble with the law. And we may get more work
Once
from
he
them.
says that, I will turn into a person who's like, what won't get you in trouble with the law?
And they both, well, the Water Ganassi jumps, the Fire Ganassi turns to you and just raises his hammer that is working on the forge, like, who are you?
I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay. A spider what? You don't look like a drow. What are you doing in here?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm with the law. I'm undercover. And you seem to be trading in weapons or planning to do so. Are you? Who are you selling these weapons to?
The Water Ganassi tries to calm down his husband's like, don't just, and he takes over the arguments like, we've been asked to make a weapon. They're going to have the legal paperwork. It is legal to have a weapon in the city, is it not, if you have the paperwork?
A specific kind of weapon of a certain size. What is it?
It is a specific weapon. It is kind of strange. They asked for a big dog to bark. They asked for a silvered greatsword, as in the blade to be silver.
Big. That's definitely not within code legal regulations.
Unless they have the paperwork, and if they provide the paperwork to us to say that they are allowed to have it, then we are allowed to then sell it to them, and that's how the law goes. But we can only follow the law. We don't want to break the law. We've had people approach us before about making them weapons, and since the ban, we stop that. We don't do that type of thing. Everything is legal.
Understood. Just making sure. And I just back step out of the house. Just making sure we're always watching. That's why we're the city watch. And I go outside.
He follows you.
Like everyone else.
The Fire Ganassi actually follows you out hammer in hand to the front door and watches you walk down the street.
I turn into a bug. Continue on. I turn into a spider before I leave.
And he'll lose a spider. He won't be able to see the spider.
At some point, he's gonna see Dandelion come out of the house and realize
He thinks they're neighbors almost.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Cassiel was a different person, right? So I don't see him as I walk out as a spider.
No. Nope. Total different person.
Not unless he like went into your mind to tell you, hi.
So
I mean,
Yep.
I imagine the the person with the acid scars has walked out, and gotten back in the carriage.
Exactly that. Walked out, confident, and gotten back into the carriage. The nondescript but well-appointed carriage, with 2 fine draft horses at the front, and the driver turns the carriage around. Takes me a while, but turns the carriage around, and then starts going back down to the south end of the alley.
Okay. I'll head back to the manor quick and try and get everybody together and make a quick plan.
Yep.
Yeah, we would probably just be on the porch,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
kind of.
there is a back entrance to the pantry at the back of the manor.
Okay.
It's not listed, but it's listed on the other map. So it's kind of weird. It's like there in the back of the port.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it makes it easy for a spider to go to. So what's the quick plan?
I wonder what they need that sword for.
Kill him?
They're gonna make a turn into a person. They're gonna make a silver greatsword for some reason.
Why?
Mm-hmm. They need it immediately.
Can I make some sort of? Does this sounds like a lycanthrope thing? Would I know that?
You could do an arcana.
Oh, perfect.
How good are they? Oh, perfect. You know that yes, silver is for lycanthropes, sure. But you also think that it might be something to do with the stone itself. Like there's something to do there.
Yeah, maybe it's needed for some kind of evil ritual.
The chalices were made of silver. Does it have something to do with their little religion thing?
Maybe.
Religion check
I think
then.
probably has to do with that stone. It's a bad stone and a bad ritual. That's what I think.
You don't think it's to do with the chalices, no. You don't think it's a religious thing.
Well, maybe they get word that the swords are done, and then we maybe ambush them.
So
And I take out a dagger and kill him.
Yeah,
right.
That's
Two,
what I mean.
two things about that. We need to figure out when the sword is getting done. And we also need to figure out how to not get caught, because that is very close to our manor. And we are going to be prime suspects if this happens right next to our manor.
Well, they know a member of the City Watch is watching them.
But how did the last time you tried to steal from that coach go?
Yeah. Well, maybe we go right to the house.
We never did make it to the house.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Well, let's go back.
Back to the house.
Yay!
Okay. We're walking.
And on the way back, we see the carriage again going by us.
Yeah. Woo! It's gonna be a long day.
So you go back onto the street, and you start walking in. It's now it'll be about midday by the time you reach the house, and you don't see the carriage again, although it is a fairly nondescript carriage. But you just like with the acid burns on that person's arms, it's kind of a descriptive thing, kind of an obvious thing now. And although Dandelion has seen whoever that person change form several times, it doesn't seem to be currently be able to get rid of that acid burns on the wrists, because that was a really nasty attack you did, and it's hard to change a few things like that. Thank you, Dandelion, for ruining things for me.
It's really lucky here. It'd be terrible if something like that didn't happen.
Yes. So you're back at the manor, and I'll give you a description of the manor so everyone has a good idea. The villa is stark white walls and gleaming crimson roof, and turrets stand out among the opulent estates of Seaward. 3-story mansion lies in the midst of picturesque green gardens that you can see from, like, you can see the gardens dappled from the outside. The walls itself are the same stark white, as either sandstone or painted walls. And the estate is surrounded by a tall white brick wall. There's a single iron gate as its entrance. The crest is a green Y overlapping a stylized goose, which is on the coats of the guard standing out front. You notice that there's a coach house on one side, as a possible side entrance. So that's actually the Delzoan side entrance. I'll zoom right in, and I'll mark the coach house in orange. Is the coach house. The main building itself I'll mark in white. If I can get that white colour. And there seems to be a tertiary building at the behind, which is also a two-story building, but smaller than the main building. And I'll mark that in a bluish colour. There. I'll see if there's any gates, any other entrances. I think that's the main ones. Zoom out. Oh, not that far. There you go. So yeah, there's the gatehouse entrance. There's the main entrance where there's guards. There's also seems to be a smaller entrance around the side, around just a little bit around the corner where the guards are. It's fairly nondescript though. So you
and
almost
there's no guards at the other entrance?
There's no guards, there's no opulence, there's no massive gate or anything. It's just a small
For sound again.
Wow, this is bad. I'll be right back with the audio then, restarting that again. There we go. Oh, wow. That's the, third time? Thanks for telling me that. Yeah. So yeah, it seems to be a nondescript entrance. No opulence, no anything, it's just a door.
And it's in view of the guards at the front?
Just out of view, but the door does seem to be a bit more at least solid, and it looks like it's got an intricate lock.
Locks are never a big problem. Well, this seems like kind of an obvious answer.
You are, though, on the main street with that door.
Okay, so we're in view of traffic, is what you're saying.
Right on the main street. And you also note that, just like Dandelion noted, that there is a watch bell on the corner.
All right.
Which is essentially, if you need to call a watch, you can go to a watch bell to alert the watch in that area.
Yeah.
To come to this location, and then you take them to where the issue is, which is, well, possibly right here.
All right. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, I assume my purple pipeweed pouch is almost empty by now because I've been smoking up a storm.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to head over to the bell, and I'm going to put the pouch over the ringer, and tie it.
Okay.
So that it creates a muffle. So if it went, it would not ring properly.
Okay. You'll need to do a stealth check for that. Or stealth and a sleight of hand. Or stealth
and a sleight, or both? Or what?
One or the other.
One or. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, one's as good as the other.
Yeah. The sleight of hand is kind of what you're doing. Ooh. As you go to the bell, you see a couple of passers-by stop and just look at you and go, "What are you doing there? What are you doing to the bell?
What? What am I doing to the bell? Nothing.
Get your hand off that!"
Okay. I was just gonna play.
Don't you know you're not supposed to ring those unless there's an issue?
No.
If there's a crime going on, that's when you ring the bell. If there's no crime, you do not ring that bell.
Oh, okay. I won't ring it then.
And don't play with them either.
Okay.
And turns to the other person and says, "Children." And just walks off.
Someone else is gonna have to do that. I'm not sneaky enough.
So
Bella, do you want to try?
The roll was 11, so.
I mean, little issue here. Should we wait till night so that there's less people?
Yeah, maybe, but we could. Oh, I see, and wait for that to do the bell too. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Planning, yay!
Okay. We should probably leave the area.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that the stone is still in there, I do want to find some discrete area to spellcast locate object and see if it's in there still.
There is a
See if
back
I can look
alley.
it or something.
Are we on the big map? Here we are. I've shown the big map. There is a back alley behind it. So you can see there's like a little bit of arrows in that block, so you can try to find a discrete location in there, just off the street. So you can cast that spell, yes.
Okay.
Are you ritually casting, or are you...
It's not a ritual. I have.
Okay.
to
I was
do
going to
my
say,
ritual slot.
ritual... Oh, it's still 10 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, it's still 10 minutes, but it's not a
I'm-
ritual.
I'm going to need you to do a stealth check, or someone do a stealth check to hide you.
Um,
Because that's a long time to be...
well, if I think there's
I'll
a reasonable
pretend
chance.
to be an old pauper.
I think there's a reasonable chance there might be some luck and even more luck.
So, Blessing of the Trickster, you get advantage on the roll, plus guidance on the roll on top of that. Just 10 minutes, like, hiding to a spell, yeah, that's one thing, you can go to an alley, but 10 minutes of hiding to cast a spell is going to need some serious hiding, so... Here we go. Wow, a
That'll do it.
23. Critical. Well done. So you find yourself... You remember, like, your teachings and your experience with Nim of hiding garbage on top of you. And you just push...
Yeah.
You just put yourself into a spot where there's a little bit of garbage and you put it over you, but give you enough space to do your casting. And that's what you do. You do your casting in secret under the garbage, and yes, indeed, the object is still inside the building.
Is
Does
it
it-
in the main building?
Does it give you exact locations or just the sense of
Okay, so the
direction?
main-
Okay, so the sense of direction, you believe it is in the main building.
Okay.
So it's not in the
Alright,
blue,
after
not
10
in
minutes.
not in the blue, not in the orange, but it's in the main building, the white one. Yes.
Sure. No, it's still there.
I think we
Haven't
should
moved it yet.
make sure we go tonight for sure, because we don't want to wait until after whatever they're going to do, they do it. 'Cause
Okay.
whatever they're doing, it's bad.
So the pink dot is where the warning bell is. So
Oh, okay.
okay. So we got
It's really
the.
tiny.
It is. I didn't want to take up the entire screen. I've zoomed right in to do it. So you got the blue, which seems to be a secondary or tertiary building at the back of the stage. We got the white, which is the main 3-story building. Even though the secondary building is a 2-story building, we've got what looks to be the coach house because it's got large, big, massive doors, and you can see the wagon tracks that go in and out of there, and you can hear the animals in there. It looks like it looks like, or sounds like that there's multiple horses there, and it's large enough to hold multiple carriages as well.
Oh, just for next time, I just wanted to point out, I'm just looking at this locate object again. The 10 minutes was the duration, not the casting time.
Okay, cool, no problem.
Casting time was an action.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because we may want it again later today.
Okay, so you cast it and walk
Dandelion.
around.
Dandelion just wanted 10 minutes to themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
I just need a break from you guys for a bit.
Yep.
I'll just hide under this garbage here. Alone at last.
So with that, you cast the spell and you can walk around the villa itself and get a better location. It seems to be that front room where you were originally in. It seems to be still in that location. It'll give you, like, as you walk around, you'll see the divining essentially of where it is in that building. It's certainly on the lowest floor, and it seems to be in that front of the building.
I vote we come back as soon as it's dark.
Yes, I agree.
So, what are you doing for the rest of the day? To eat, drink?
Drinking.
I haven't eaten for an hour or more.
Oh boy. So there's a lot of taverns right nearby. There's one.
Any that I smell the smells of sautéing butter. That's the one I go to.
Well, there's one to the south. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the west.
Well, whichever one has the best smell coming from it. The smell of cooking food.
Well, most of them will have food cooking from them, so you can just pick
Oh,
one.
it might be the first. It might be the first one I come across.
Yeah. Oh, I've got that. Oops.
I see. There's one like right there. That's pretty close.
I'm stuck on something which I'm going to refresh that map.
Oh,
which one?
I was thinking that one right there.
Yep. Okay. So I was refreshing my interactive map.
We might have even been to that one before.
I think you've been to a lot of
Possibly.
these.
Yeah.
Because we went to a lot of these places before.
And I remember going to once by the House of the Inspired Hands as well.
So, Magon's Inn is where you're heading to.
Sounds good.
On Gondwatch Lane. Right behind the House of Inspired Hands. So, inside the Magon's Inn, there's a lot of tinkers. There's a lot of workers. They look like there's a smell of smoke in the air, but not your normal like pipe weed smoke, but industrial smoke in the air. There's certainly a lot of people in there that look like they're hard workers and smiths, tinkerers, etc. And they bring in that smell of tinkering and that grease and everything else that you can just smell in the air. The food itself is large, and it's not like you can have banquets if you want, or you can have large single feeds, but those single feeds would usually feed 2, maybe 3 people anyway. It's certainly one of those inns which caters to people that work all day and then have one big meal and then go home exhausted.
Sounds good.
There isn't any entertainment though.
Well, as long as the food and drink's good.
Yeah.
So, are you going to stay there the entire day?
No.
No. Just until we've eaten.
Okay. So, what are you doing after eating?
It was after. Did you say it's probably around noontime, or something like that?
It's pretty much noontime. Yeah.
Do we have any pressing business?
I mean, I just write a note to my contact telling him all the news that happened. Hey, we got arrested. Might see some wanted posters about me. Don't mind them. I'm fine.
Yep. You actually later in the afternoon, or as you're walking out. Oops, why is that playing? Stop that.
Oh, I know what we could do for the rest of the day. I'm gonna ping it.
Yeah, I knew what was above you.
I remember a casino.
Excellent.
As you are walking out of the actual tavern itself, a bird flies down and lands on Dandelion's shoulder, and as you look at it, it actually is it's a folded paper of a bird, and as it lands on your folder, it stops being animated and is just like a folded piece of paper that looks like a bird.
Handfold it.
It is a message from your contact. We would like to know the location of the underwater creature, the submersible.
Oh, okay. Is that about a creature? Like the shark? I was thinking about the shark.
Yeah. And it
Oh my
also
God.
says, on top of that, we would also like to know the location of the stone. And that is it.
I eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I spit it out because I'm not going to fucking swallow paper.
And ink back
I
then
love
is
it.
pretty strong. Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was what? It was origami bird.
You
taste
ate
very
it.
Good. I did. It didn't taste very good.
No.
I was thinking, maybe it actually tastes like a bird.
It was like there was a note, and you looked at it, and you read it, and then you ate it, and
I
you
did.
spat it out.
I
Lucky,
did.
I'm starting.
That's really weird.
Question.
Yes.
Lucky,
it
I'm
was.
starting to think there's something wrong with tall people.
Probably.
I think.
There's ways of sending messages I just haven't been using. But I do like some of the ways that they send messages.
Hadn't sent me a bird before. That was weird.
Mm-hmm.
To the casino.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
I have some business to attend to.
Of course you do.
okay.
And I'll catch up with you guys.
Where's Lucky going? Lucky's going to the casino?
I will be going to the casino. Yeah.
Bella's gonna follow.
And where's Cassell going?
I have shopping to do.
I don't know where this goes. I really, as the GM, I don't know where it goes. I gotta read your backstory just to make sure.
You need 6 left shoes.
Oh boy.
I have my little chat open with my plan right next to Zoom.
And where's Dandelion headed?
Going to the casino.
Okay, so 3 casino,
I'm just following the halflings.
1 elsewhere. Okay, so as you're trying to find where you're going, so you're not. Okay. As you head out, so I'm going to ping the map here. As you head out here after lunch, you see that there's someone waiting outside the entrance, the main entrance to the villa, and speaking to guards. Looks like a so how can I put it? Looks like a strange gentleman, quite a strange gentleman, with a very large hat. Not human, but more gnome, possibly. But the hat is almost the size to bring him up to a human.
A very impressive gentleman.
He's wearing a very large cloak, which is actually drapes on the ground and glides along the ground itself. And he's speaking to the guards, who then let him enter the location.
His hat is very nice.
Wait, one thing that does occur to me: do me and Castle have to go talk to our parole officers, for lack of a better term?
Once a day.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Oh,
today.
okay. Well, I'll take you there.
Do we have? Yeah, we have to go back to the North Ward.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oof, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay.
I guess we should have thought of that before we left.
We'll do the Tower of Luck another time.
Yeah, shame.
I was going. That's why I asked before the game, for Bozo, if Cassell was going to say the southern the Docksward address or the other address. Because if you said the Docksward address, there's another barracks you would have been going to each day, which would have been a long, long way every single day.
Yeah, that's like half my day or more.
Yep. Because there's one which is pretty much right on the southern gate, or near the southern gate, which is the closest for the Docksward. So yeah, it would have been that. A long way every day. So what's going on? You're still doing your shopping, and where's Bella going now?
I think Lucky will escort her to the place she has to check in at.
I mean,
I'd probably go there too, so it's not so we're going at the same time.
You better go do it, get it over with. Then we got the rest of the day.
Yep.
yeah, I assume I said that before he left anyways.
Well, you're about to go all your separate ways, and like, wait, don't we have to check in with the guard?
Yeah. Castle, I'm shocked at you. I thought this was up your alley to remember.
I'm sorry. I'm smart, not good at remembering things though.
So I've marked the blue on the map, so that's where you actually have to go. So you're actually not so far.
If Castle hasn't left yet, then maybe I'll meet you guys in a few hours. Maybe I'll just stop by the Tower of Luck for a little bit.
Okay, Lucky.
Always splitting the party. Anyway. Yeah. And so now where's Dandelion going?
I'm going to the Tower of Luck.
Okay. Tower of Luck 2 going to report in. So reporting in is a simple duty of reporting in. You know that this is not a normal thing that happens, but they certainly have your name written there waiting for you to report in. And all it is, and they've also got, you notice, well, Cassell notices because Bella doesn't see from above, can't look over the desk. It's true, but there are pictures of both of you there, and there's essentially marked dates, and they just cross each date as you report in, and it's as simple as that. So nothing else happens. There's something you have to do every day now. And at the Temple of Luck,
as we walk away,
Yep.
I'll be like, so what was on that note that you read and then you chewed up that you didn't want us to see?
Had words on it.
Yeah. I'm wondering why you wouldn't tell us what it was on there. Maybe if we go back, it's not so chewed up as I thought.
Yeah, it might not be. You could go look at it.
Okay.
Do I see any wanted posters of like us at all?
no.
Okay. Just like looking out for wanted posters.
Oh, not that one. That one.
Well, you need. Okay, so you do find the piece of paper,
Mending.
and then
It's not so bad.
and then
Right.
with
Just sit there and
with
watch
mending.
you repair it.
it just reforms, and it just dries itself out. The ink which was running from the slobber of the being inside the mouth, just
And it looks like it was just a little bit.
yep.
Just a little bit. Not too bad.
Yep. And it says essentially what I said, that
Yeah.
someone's looking for the location of the sea creature, of the submersible, and also the stone.
Oh, I see why you didn't want anyone to know about that.
Yeah.
There's no signature. There's no nothing. It's just.
It's not so bad.
I was really hoping it tastes like chicken. It did not.
No, not like
It looks
chicken.
like a bird.
Kind of tasted like paper.
Yeah.
Actually, it tastes a little bit like salt water.
Salty paper.
At least it's flavored.
Yeah.
So, who is this from?
I don't know. They didn't leave the signature.
Yeah, but it
They
seemed
didn't leave a signature.
it sure seemed like they thought you knew who they were.
Apparently. I don't know. It was a really weird bird.
Is this something I need to worry about?
Nah. I'm on your side.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
usually like
definitely
calling.
not on the side of that other guy, though.
Which other guy though?
You're not going to tell them where our crab is or where the stone is, right?
I haven't decided yet. I think I'll do rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to go ask Timora for her opinion.
Well, I got an idea. Why don't you and I do rock, paper, scissors and see who wins?
All right. I get ready for this.
Are you going to do it live on stream, or are you going to do it as a dice roll?
I don't know how this is going to work with the delay.
One. It's on three, right? One,
Yeah,
two,
2, 3.
3.
3.
Oh, we tied.
A tie.
I guess that says that you don't decide yet.
Okay.
So it gives
the
you a
Tower of
day
Luck.
leave. So the Tower of Luck is essentially a big gambling hall where people worship the the temple of, the god of good luck by most likely losing all their money. Sometimes they come out of it lucky. So you could even call it a temple of bad luck as well, but hey, it's at least fun. There's a lot of noises, there's a lot of flashiness, and there's a lot of food and drinks to be given out for free, to be given back to the population.
So how much do I win?
Or lose. Or lose. You can do it. How much are you willing to bet?
Oh, I'll probably throw like 10 dragons on.
Okay,
on
so 10
various
dragons.
tables. And it
10
would all be like dice rolls, I think, which is what I'd probably go for, right?
Yeah.
Dice games.
Okay, because that can also be, very much skewed. So can I just get one dice roll of your proficiency?
Sure.
And we'll do a percentage of how much you passed by. Like I've got a number in my mind.
What am I rolling? Like a d20 or?
Have you got proficiency in gaming?
Oh no! He's just going to go to something completely random and just roll it and see what happens.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is pretty much your level plus how many lucks you have left for the day.
I have all of them.
Add that to a dice roll.
Okay.
That's how lucky you are today.
All right.
That makes sense to me. Does it not?
Sure.
Just
there's no mechanic. You've got to make up a mechanic. So.
Well, there is a gaming mechanic, but you're just lucky. Wow. Okay. So I had a number in mind of how lucky you were going to be, and so, and you said 10. Okay, so you come out of that with an extra 28 gold.
Okay.
By the way, you could have lost that amount too.
What? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Usually, if the die roll is important, it usually comes up the way I like it.
Okay. And so, yeah, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you're just doing some gambling. You get some money from it.
This is a fun place. I like this place.
What's Cassell doing? Are you going back to the party, or are you going to your shopping that you were looking for?
No, I gotta go to the market. I have shopping to do.
Okay, Marcus, a little bit of distance away.
But if you have like a little halfling following you.
Sure, that's fine. I'm not doing anything wrong.
It's the entire session of like separation.
I'm not doing anything shady.
No, never. Okay, head to the market. What are you looking for?
All right. First thing I need is a sewing kit.
Okay, sewing kit's findable.
Yep.
Yeah. What else is there?
I want to find the largest physical egg I can find.
That's going to be a bit harder. You are directed to Zoblob's. Sorry, no, you're actually directed to, Zoblob's monster shop.
Plan on making an omelet?
Egg omelet.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
no,
omelet.
it's not Zoblob's, but the monster shop in the old adventuring quarter. It's not Zoblob's, but yeah. So the old adventuring quarter, during the daytime it doesn't cost you anything, but at night time it's essentially where a lot of the adventurers have retired to, and they've opened up bars and brothels and things like that. And the old monster shop is still there, and it has a large, large Ulma Hulk, essentially standing over the door, like leaping out from above the door as you enter. And inside there's a large variety of mostly stuffed animals, mounted animals and whatnot, taxidermy animals in the place. There are some live cages as well of animals, of monsters more than animals in there.
Do I see any interesting looking feathers?
There are a lot of interesting looking feathers. There's even looks to be a feather of a cockatrice. Well, there's at least
I want to get a feather.
At least there's a dead cockatrice mounted off the side. So the proprietor says, "Oh, we don't see many people in here during the day. What can we do for you? Are you looking to have a new pet for an attraction, maybe, or are you looking to spice up an eating hall or something of the likes?"
I have a very strange yet specific request. I'm looking for a large egg, this big maybe.
Ooh, that's big. The only thing I can think of that big, we don't have any in, because, well, that'd be illegal, of course, would either be a griffin egg or a vulture's egg. Giant vulture at that, for, say, that big.
Okay.
I do believe that there is there's a ship that has some creatures on it. I think they're called ostriches. That might be something along your lines, but I don't think they'll be selling. They kind of use them for their attractions. But I don't think we can perform something that large. But if we could get a vulture's egg, would you be able to afford maybe the 1,000 dragons that it would cost? We might be able to send some word out, or...
It's a bit over my price range, unfortunately.
Ah, I see.
Castle, I could probably get you an ostrich egg.
And what would that price range be? You don't look like an adventurer. We don't get many adventurers anymore, but...
Adventurers are illegal.
Ah, yes, little one. Adventurers are illegal indeed. And
we're not adventurers.
No,
right.
Of course not. Of course not, because that would be illegal. Like, none of those here in this district are adventurers anymore. They're all retired.
Treasure hunters.
Treasure hunters, I have heard that one before. It's always a nice little sidestep of the law. Until the law catches up.
Well, either way, I appreciate the information, sir.
I need a feather.
A feather? And what feather are we looking for? Is something fancy for a cloak or something for
Or a
a
hat.
quill? A hat, you say? And your budget would be?
It depends on how nice the feather is.
Well, we can go into incredibly beautiful feathers. Remember, we cater for those non-adventurer types, of course.
Yes. How much are we talking?
And depending on your budget, of course. Which is why I asked, how much is your budget for this?
Well, I think I'd prefer to know the price ranges before I decide what my budget is.
Well, we can sell you something like a crow for a couple of pennies. I hear kobolds like those. Although I also hear that Kenku don't like people wearing crow feathers. They tend to kind of attack them. We can sell you some like a songbird, although a bit small. Maybe a bird of paradise. We do have one or two of those, but we're up around the 100 to 200 dragons mark there.
A little bit less than 100 dragons, but...
How much less than 100 dragons? Maybe a colourful parrot. Surely a Song of Paradise would be a grand giant statement of someone's beauty or importance.
100 dragons.
Yes.
All right, but it has to be the best looking feather you got.
And well, it's not going to be the best we have, but the best in that price range, of course.
Yes.
And he brings out a case from the back. And he opens up this very thin case, but it's very long. And there's an assortment of these beautiful long feathers that about that big each. And they're all just brightly coloured, some multicoloured, some the same colour all the way through. He says 100 dragons would be from this assortment here, if that's what you're looking for.
A multicolored one.
And there's an assortment you can actually find something that a colour combination you would like. So what the colour?
I guess he's got a blue thing going on, so that.
Okay. So a large blue and something coloured car.
Yeah.
I'll lean over and be like, Bella, are you sure you want to spend 100 dragons on a feather?
I seem to remember Bella getting very upset when he spent like 4 gold on a feather.
She also feels like she almost killed you.
Make sure that feather's magical.
But yes, the feather casts
Healing
fireball.
potions are 50 gold and they're magical.
The feather casts fireball. Or is it resistance from fire?
How much gold is enough to keep, someone fed for
A couple of years.
half a year?
Several
Yes,
years.
I'm aware of that, Castle, but I almost killed Lucky.
All right, I'm just saying.
That much gold is enough to feed a family for several years.
Yeah.
If you don't like your family that much. Yeah. The poorest, yeah. So he'll put it in a smaller case for you as part of the cost, and once you've passed over the 100 dragons. And it's a pleasure doing business with you. I'm sorry that we couldn't provide an egg for your friend, though. Perhaps some poultry from the field ward would suffice. Maybe they have some giant chickens out there.
Perhaps. I appreciate the information, though.
Yes. Good luck in your search. Of course, good luck in being not adventurers. It's a dangerous profession not to be an adventurer these days.
Of course.
Although quite rewarding, as you can see, most of those people that live in this district. Or the owners of the brothels, at least. Not the workers, mostly. Although some of them, I believe, were failed adventurers, so who knows. And good day.
I mean, if you want Castle, I could have just stolen it, come back and stolen it.
I just wanted to make sure that you knew what you were doing. If that's what you wanted to do, that's fine.
When do I not ever know what I'm doing?
Most of the time. Most of the time. Yeah.
Well, I finally spent some money.
Yeah, actually, you don't usually spend anything, do you?
No.
Steal it, yes. Spend it, no.
Yeah.
So,
I still have 159 gold and 10 tolls.
and you still owe 100 though for your fine.
Yeah.
So
Forgot
Kassoa,
about that.
unless Kassoa wants just a poultry egg, largest egg is probably going to be just a chicken egg or something along them lines.
Okay. Well, one more thing for now, then. I'll just go ahead and buy a single potato.
That is no issue at all.
Perfect.
You
Gotta
can.
be a little lumpy, though.
It has to be a lumpy potato.
Just a little lumpy, not too lumpy.
Has to look like a face.
No, it can't look like a face.
Oh, just totally confused as a GM. Oh boy, totally confused as a GM. So you can find a lumpy single potato. They try to sell you more, but for a single potato,
What is wrong with these people?
What kind of person just buys one potato?
This guy.
I know.
I have my reasons.
It's so
What
weird.
if
One single nib.
I'm trying to invent potato chips or something.
I think you need several potatoes for that.
With a large egg. Potato. I don't know. And you work your way back to the Tower of Luck, or where are you going? Like, where are people meeting up? Because we've been away from each other again for a long time.
I think after a couple hours, we were going to head back to Troll Skull Manor.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd also go back to Troll Skull.
Yep. So as you're going, as the two people coming, so the Dandelion and Lucky heading towards Troll Skull Manor, are you going through Delzoran Street again, or are you trying to avoid the area?
No, we will, just in case more people are coming in and out.
Yep, no problem. So, as people are coming in and out, there are people coming in and out. You notice that there's you as you're going past, can I get a perception check? From the two going past. Okay. 15 and a 9. Yep, no problem. So as you're going past, you notice that there's someone leaving the building who's dressed in the robes of the Temple of Gond. But leaves to the south and doesn't go to your direction.
And no one we recognize, though.
No, it's no one you've recognised. The mud mask makes it very difficult to see through.
I got an 8 last time and now a 9. It's very hard to see.
Yes. It's mud in your eye, you could say. But yes, there's someone in the robes of Temple of Gond leaving to the southwest, away from you. But certainly leaving the White House.
I hope that stone is still there.
All right, let's find out.
Well, maybe wait. Maybe wait until tonight, because the other two aren't here. So I know you can only do that so many times.
Okay. And you head back to the Troll Skull Manor, I'm assuming. Whereas the others, are you doing anything more? Or are you heading back to the Troll Skull Manor?
Troll Skull Manor for me.
Okay. Okay, with your shopping expeditions done.
Yeah.
So, Troll Skull Manor, and again, you've got a visitor sitting on the front porch, which seems to be where everyone starts sitting. There's a nicely appointed carriage sitting in the alley, and like a nobleman's carriage at that. And there is a bored out of his mind nobleman sitting on your front porch waiting for you. It is Rainier Neverember waiting on your front porch.
Probably get them like a comfy bench to sit on, so they have so many people waiting for us.
We need to have somebody just there to take, basically
Messages, yeah.
So that's why you need staff, but you sent your staff away for another 10 day.
It's,
Oh well.
Yeah! And so when you had the dwarf there, he was actually dealing with some of these people. But I don't think you can afford him on a normal basis. But yes, Rainier Neverember is waiting on your front porch. His carriage is sitting in the middle of the alley, attracting quite a lot of attention because it's very well appointed. And but he's sitting there bored. He seems to be writing diary notes. And when he sees you, he brightens up and is like, "Oh, Blair, you finally arrived. I haven't been here for long, but it's been a little bit of a while. Can we go in and talk? I think we need to talk privately."
I didn't do anything this time.
He's not a guard. I let him in.
Yes. Oh, good to know. So, and he settles down on the table. I've had the guard talk to me about some things going on, some of the events. It seems that this whole yes. There's me going.
Rainier, what happened? He's paralyzed.
No. There we go. We're back.
Where's the cockatrice?
You had to think.
We're back.
He was like,
We're back. The thing is, I was still hearing you. I can still see all your video. It was the upload. All the download was still coming. It was the upload. So the recording's going to be a bit weird, but that was just an upload issue. So he says, I had some guards speak to me recently about this incident with the fireball again. And there apparently was another fireball outside a courthouse in public.
yeah, it hit me.
And that's what I was also informed about. And
Did the guards say what they're doing about it? I've been waiting for a long time to have them find who did that to me.
They are investigating the issue. They seem to believe it was a masked individual that wears a wooden mask.
I didn't see a mask on this guy.
Yeah.
Didn't
I think he had a beard.
Yeah.
I believe that I've heard reports that there's a lot of people looking for this stone. One of my father's spies have come to me. I don't know why they're coming to me. I want nothing to do with him, but one of them came to me and said that there's quite a few groups. Some of the gangs in the docks and the South Ward have wind of this, and they are trying to look for this stone and trying to look for the dragons. Apparently there's a noble that is looking into this, and there's also some others. Apparently the Black Network, well, we kind of knew the Black Network was involved, but there's a lot of groups coming out of the woodwork.
Do you know why they all want it? I mean, it's magic, but I don't know what kind of magic.
From what I've heard, from what I believe, from what this person told me, is that the stone is something like a font of knowledge. It's a magical font of knowledge, and when it's in your possession, it knows what you know. And when it moves to someone else's possession, it knows what they know. And so it will know where the location is to find these dragons. It'll know the keys to that location. And I believe that's why everyone is trying to do it, because I mean, this has gone through so many hands already, but it also has an issue. Well, it's one of my. Well, I've had a scholar look into it, and he said that once it leaves your possession, it erases your memory of its possession, of your possession of it. So while it's been through many hands recently, they all seem to have forgotten what it told them.
Well, that could be handy. So if we get the stone, then the baddie who has it now will just forget everything.
So
you make sure he doesn't write anything down.
He'll be really confused when they show up with this sword. And he's like, "What's that for?" You want how much for it? What paperwork?
I don't recall getting that drunk.
Oh no, you were 5 bottles drunk the other night. That you do get that drunk.
Well, I think we better get that stone real quick. Is it getting dark out yet?
It's late in the afternoon, sure. It's like, so you know where it is. You know who's got it.
I think we should go soon, like right after supper.
Rainier is like quite concerned. You know where it is, where it's located.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Are you going to say that? Are you going to tell me where it is, or
that would put you in danger.
It may put me in danger. That is good. That is good thinking. Thank you.
Just know we know who attacked us, and who attacked us knows where it is, so we're following them.
Okay.
So it's a wild goose chase.
But if you want to wait here, we'll probably come back with a stone later tonight.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about what to do next.
Yes. Did you say it ends with a goose?
Yes.
I've got to do a knowledge check, because there is only one noble that which has a goose as its heraldry. And he says, the Castellantas? Is that who you're talking about?
Well, it doesn't end in goose.
Yeah, theirs is a swan,
It ends
isn't
in
it?
lantern.
It's a goose.
Oh, I thought you said a swan.
He did say swan first, but then he changed it to goose.
Yeah, it's a goose.
Oh, okay.
It is a green Y overlapping a stylized goose.
Okay.
I mean, who has that as their thing? That just sounds stupid.
Copy and paste.
But now you know, and now we understand you. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go
and
there
pull
now.
out this rope and put it on.
Then we'll come back.
He does say, why would they need it? They've got so much money themselves. They're some of the richest nobles.
Exactly. Why else would rich people need more money?
Yeah.
Because they need more money.
That's how you nobles work.
It's not how nobles work.
It's how nobles who own banks work.
Really? Are you really going to try to give me that nobles don't try to get more money?
Well, not all of us. Some of us try to use that money to help others.
Yeah, but you're rare.
Well, I'm not rare, I'm broke. Which,
Exactly.
actually, yes, I'm rare for a noble. They took all my father's possessions, all my father's money and whatnot.
But when we find the treasure, we're going to share with you, and then you won't be broke anymore.
Well, I don't want the treasure.
And they'll be a common person like everyone else.
I don't want the treasure. I want the city to have it back.
Should we give the stone to the city? No, the treasure to the city.
We're giving it to the Grey Hands.
I don't know about giving it to this. I don't know about giving the treasure. Oh, sorry, giving the stone to the city. I think that may go elsewhere again and get stolen.
Yeah, so we better find the treasure, and then we'll give it to the city.
And the Grey Hands and the Red Scarves, I wouldn't trust them as well on this. But
we should give it to Tamara. You should just put it in that casino.
I don't know about
we could double
but
it.
They are the biggest bank in the city. They're certainly the biggest and most official bank in the city. So that may be something. And I probably wouldn't be doubling it or betting with it.
I think I could double it.
He's really lucky.
But I wouldn't want to break the Tower of Luck. That wouldn't be good. Then they'd go out of business. That would be sad. Let's go get the stone.
Okay.
Before we go, Lucky, I got something for you.
Oh yeah.
And I take out the feather.
It's a present.
Rainier turns and leaves to go to these, and he's out before we go. So inside the little case, and it's an ornate case, is a long, beautiful bird of paradise feather.
Of course, Lucky has no idea the ridiculous amount she spent for it, so he just thinks it's a nice thing that she maybe swiped off somebody. He goes, "It's great!" And then he takes his white feather out and puts that one in. Yeah. Look, does it look good?
Much better than the white one, I think. So, okay, I don't know where that one's from, but
no, I don't know either.
I posted a meme in the Discord.
Okay. So I look at chat, not Discord. Okay. And character art. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh God. Yep. Yep. Gotcha. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Yep.
I feel like now that I got my new feather, I feel like doing some heroing.
Or thieving.
Treasure hunting.
And treasure hunting.
Yep.
Mainly the treasure hunting.
Yeah. One stone of galore.
So you move across the city at night. The traffic's less busy, although it's still a major thoroughfare. The High Road, of course, and Mendeva Street are going to be bigger thoroughfares, but Delzoran Street is actually one of the other major thoroughfares. And you're also near the Street of the Singing Dolphin, which again is a main thoroughfare for the Sea Ward. But you reach the Castellanta Villa, and what is the plan? What is going to be the whole, let's do this?
Well, I think we should start by muting the bell, just in case.
Okay.
But I'll ask Bella to maybe take care of that one.
With blessing of the trickster.
Alrighty.
So you do have advantage and guidance.
Dog, hush.
And a barking dog.
Hush.
The
Why
box.
do you
Distraction.
Not the box.
Okay, so at 22 for your sleight of hand, you put a small tobacco pouch, purple tobacco pouch, over the bell head and slightly just do up the strings to hold it there. You don't know how much is going to mute
Just
the
a
sound.
little bit of tobacco in there for padding.
Yeah. So you don't know how much is going to mute the sound, but you think it's going to do something.
With dirt.
Just in case. But if you stuffed it with dirt, then it'd be a bit harder and you wouldn't have anything left for your mask.
There's dirt on the floor.
But there's dirt on your face.
Yeah, it's a mud mask right now. I'm talking about just there's dirt on the ground.
Yes, but that takes time, and then you got to put the bell in. No, it's going to mute a little bit.
Okay, then I think we're going to head over to that door.
So, which door are you looking for? The side door?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what time are we looking for at night time? Looking for specifics.
When's the sun going down?
About 6.
So 7.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. You go to the side door. You notice the street's a little bit quieter than daytime. It's not as busy as Del Zorn Street, but you're not too far off Del Zorn Street. So I'll try to mark it on the map, although it's going to be a very small map or very small mark. I'll change the colour to there. The side door is there, and the guards are going to be. I'll put that in red on this side. So you really not like you're just around the corner of the guards.
Okay.
So it's more of a stealth for people walking by, and a listening for the guards more than anything else.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you approach,
with the group of us, I think the one that's going to start getting a little luckier is Dandelion.
Yep.
Right. Just to be sure.
Yep. So as you approach the door, can I get a perception, please, from just one person?
Go ahead, Dandelion. Your luck's got to turn around eventually.
Okay.
But not now.
Even with a 10, yep. Even with a 10, you can hear that there's people on the other side of that door. There's a number of people on the other side of that door, and they seem to be. You can hear cutlery clinking and things like that.
Oh, it's a dining room.
I think they're having supper.
Well, I guess we'd do a walk around the block and come back in about an hour.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. You walk around the block, you essentially just kill an hour just hanging about, but not directly in front of the guards.
Nice summer evening. Good
It
night
is.
for a walk.
It is a nice summer evening. We'll actually get the weather because you haven't done that for a while. Okay, so it's actually a windy evening, and you're on the seaward. So it's a warm wind that comes through, and does have a disadvantage on hearing and perception checks from this point on. So that can be good for you because they're trying to hear you. So that can be good. And you can hear the waves crashing against the shore as well, because you're not too far from the shore, from the mud flaps. And so an hour later, are you going to try to see if they're still there?
Yeah.
This time you do have your disadvantage on the hearing checks, though. So who's going to do the check?
I assume Dandelion again.
Yep. Okay, with an 11, even with the disadvantage, the people are no longer there. You can't hear dining anymore.
Do you want to climb the wall?
Is it a wall or a door? I think it's a door.
This is the door. This is the side door.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I think we want Bella. Hey, Bella.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a hard lock. Good luck.
I do have that clicked, but see if it actually works this time. $28. A natural 20.
A natural 20.
Wow. Okay. I'm just going to try to get some people together. So I'm super zoomed into, and we're going to copy and paste C into the next map. Okay, so a 28, a natural 20, plus your, I think they maxed out on the, also with the blessing, with guidance. So absolute max. The lock, although should be a complex lock, you just click the right ones in the right sequence and open a small door to the side of a house. And I'm just trying to copy and paste where people are. So we've got that. Because Dandelion was on this map, but everybody else was not. And of course we've got to size everyone down for the map because it's a huge map. And the scale's off.
I expected better.
Well, you know it was a good lock. You just guessed, really. It's like the best way of putting it is you just guessed and guessed right.
I got lucky.
I figured it would open.
Okay, so got you on the right map. I'm just going to move you onto the map. So you got the tokens on the map. We'll move you onto the map so you know where you are. We're at the Castellanta Villa for the very first time. So here you are, the Castellanta Villa, and you have opened. Oh. It's going to be a little bit of a map to do. That layer. There we go.
Oh, did we roll our hit dice to get health back from the long rest?
Well, hopefully you
I don't think I did. I didn't.
Why is that doing weird stuff? There you go. There you go. So have you got that? So you're getting hit points. Yay! Most exciting part of D&D for me.
And I'm back on full, exactly. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a 0.
Oh my. Oh my.
1 hit point. Awesome.
I think you should maybe go in the back.
Yeah. So, you open up the door, and in front of you is a covered porchway. There is what looks to be benches along the sides, and there seems to be food scraps along, like just little bits of food scraps there to show that people eat here from time to time, or eat here. But there's nobody there. There's a second door further in, and that's where we're going to finish. Because unfortunately we run out of time. But we are essentially 6 p.m. at the Castellanta Villa. Also 7 p.m.
I think it's 8. We took an hour.
8
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And that's where we're going to have to end, unfortunately, because, yeah, I think we've done a lot of good role-playing. I think it was great. That early stuff with, oh my god, Lucky's dead, oh my god, I killed him, I fireboarded him, was amazing. I loved it. I hoped everyone else loved it too. I think it was great. Like, yeah, absolutely amazing role-playing. Didn't get a huge amount done. You did find out about something about a sword, a silver sword. And you also know the location. So there's a few hints that have been dropped in there. So we'll do our shout-outs and everyone around. Nick, would you like to do your outro?
I am Nick. You can find me at Twitter at FartSmart. I'm following the pub draw weekly tutorial stream that they have. And I'm also following Distracted Elf with their Ravenloft roleplay game, which is pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Distracted Elf and just more her Roll20 Presents stuff. Been watching her stuff for years with Adam Kobold, but haven't seen her Ravenloft stuff. Or her stories of her LARPing stuff. Crazy LARPing stuff, apparently. Bozo?
Hey, I'm Bozo. I don't have anything to promote, as always.
As always, one day we'll get you something to promote. Bella? Ursa May?
I'm Ursa May, and you can find me at Twitter at Ursa May Arts. I post art and stuff.
Yep. And Trent Monk.
Yep, I'm Treant Monk, and you can find me on YouTube at Treant Monk's Temple.
Yep. My name is Carl Goblin. We do live roleplay on the channel, and we do this campaign. We've also got the Rusty Daggers campaign. We're doing more regular Let's Plays on the channel as well. We're using Syrinscape for the audio and sounds, so there's amazing little bit of audios that we have in the background. I try to set them low, so if they're really low, I'm sorry, but we don't want to overpower everybody's talking in our discussions and role-playing, because that's kind of the focus we do here. Maybe? I don't know. So check us out on Twitter with Goblin_Trave. You can check out all our previous episodes for this series, as well as other role-playing stuff and other gaming stuff at Goblin Cave RPG on YouTube. And you can follow us here to be notified when we're live. You can also donate to the channel or subscribe to the channel because, well, it helps us out financially and it helps bring in more shows like this and pay for things like Syrinscape and like more modules and D&D and subscriptions to Roll20 and whatnot. So we're going to head out for now. Check out the credits roll, because it also has all the products that we use, as well as links to people like Frogotshare on Twitter, who does the artwork for this show as well. So that's bye for me, bye for everybody, and have a great day. And I'll just put on our last outro side. There we go.